will air it out downfield again, and that ball is caught. Rolls to his right, trying to find somebody. A lot of time he throws, and this one's taken away as well at the 30-yard line. Benton has yet another interception to the 40, out to the 45, and the 50. As you said, not used to being in this spot. Walker goes deep, has a man. It's caught at the 20, to the 15, 10, 5, ends up with the football, and Bryant has a takeaway. The receiver did not know the ball was coming. Walker flushed out of the pocket, goes to his left, throws on the run, wide open receiver, caught in the back of the end zone. They do give it to Zachariah Curtis-Jones, and all he does is pick up huge yardage. Breaks a tackle, and he's gone to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Zachariah.
It's time for Bryant Hornet football. Now let's go to the stadium with the voice of the Hornets, Michael Westbrook.
Last Friday, the Bryant Hornets gave up a touchdown to the Rogers Mounties with 2:51 remaining in the fourth quarter. The score made it Rogers 35, Bryant 21. Facing a 14-point deficit with just 2:51 remaining, Bryant had the ball at their own 22-yard line. Senior running back Zachariah Curtis-Jones found the end zone with 1:40 remaining on a 7-yard touchdown run to put the Hornets within striking distance. Bryant saved its timeouts for defense and forced Rogers into a 4th and 11 situation in which they attempted a fake punt with a pass that fell a yard short of their intended receiver. Now with the ball at midfield, Bryant went to work, and went to work in a hurry. Cooper Billingsley caught a touchdown pass from Jeremiah Moats with 17 seconds remaining in the contest. And Grayson King added the all-important extra point to tie the game at 35. Both teams scored in the first overtime, and both added a 2-point conversion. Bryant started with the ball first in the second overtime and scored, and then on 4th and 6 for Rogers, the defense swarmed the Mounties, with Matthew Nelson ultimately applying the hit that ended the game and secured Bryant's spot in a state championship game yet again. Bryant moved to 12-0 with the win, and the team now has a 25-game winning streak. Their last loss was to the Bentonville Tigers in the 2023 state semifinals. And well, for the third consecutive year, it's Bentonville standing in the way. The Tigers knocked off Conway in the other semifinal. Conway scored to take a 21-20 lead with 9:13 remaining. And Bentonville then took 9 minutes and 3 seconds off the clock to go 57 yards for a touchdown with just 10 seconds remaining. They failed on the 2-point conversion, but held the lead. Bentonville would hold on in the final 10 seconds for a 26-21 victory. Bentonville is making its 4th consecutive trip to a state championship game, losing to Bryant in 2022, 37-7, losing to Fayetteville in 23, 22-16, and losing to Bryant last season, 28-23. But this Bentonville Tiger team is 12-0 and trying to win the state title. Good evening, everyone, from War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock. I'm Michael Westbrook. Coming up on our pregame show, we relive the highlights from last week's 50-43 double overtime victory against Rogers. Lyric Berry and Lucas Oliver will visit with 2 of our football players, Zachariah Curtis-Jones and Malachi McDonald. Plus, Jordan Morales provides our keys to the game. And as always, I'll visit with the head coach of the Hornets on the Quad Sanders Show. Arkansas PBS has the exclusive video rights to the state championship game, so at kickoff, our broadcast will be an audio-only production. But we look forward to bringing it to you in about 20 minutes. You're listening to coverage of the 7A state championship provided by Hornet Media Productions. The pregame show starts next. It's Arkansas Copier Center, your Kyocera experts. For over 40 years, we've delivered Kyocera technology with unbeatable service. Need printers or copiers? Call us today at 501-562-8297 or visit arkansascopier.com. Arkansas Copier Center, whatever it takes. Welcome into the Coach Quad Sanders Show as we bring you the final edition of this one for 2025. And we've got a fun one to talk about. I know we're ready for the state championship game, but we have to go back a little bit and discuss the 50-43 double overtime victory against Rogers. And really, what I'm sure everybody was talking about afterwards and in the next couple days was just the final couple minutes of regulation. And obviously, four quarters, Coach. There was a lot of other plays along the way, but I do want to have some time to focus on the state championship game too. So 2:51 to go. Rogers goes up by 2 touchdowns. What were you thinking at that point, and how did you make sure the team stayed with it all the way to the end?
Well, really, I mean, I wasn't thinking nothing at all. That could have went either a couple of ways. When you look at it, we could have tackled him short of the goal line, and he scored later, and we run out of time probably. Um, but when he got in the end zone, really, it was more so the kids that they did the talking and motivating, whatever motivating they needed to do. Just saying, man, we still got time, And at that point, I'm just waiting to see what happened. You can't predict what happened. Um, so we got the ball, we went and scored. We scored fast. We knew we had to score fast. I mean, obviously, but there's not much to be said. You know what you got to do. It's all up to you whether you go do it or not. Now, the minute we scored, at that, I'm just like, all right, timeouts. We still got 3. Let's try to get the ball back. And the kids wanted the onside kick, so we onside kick. We didn't get it, but they were confident that they could stop them. And so we knew we were burning timeouts, whether it was going to be 9 yards on first down or no yards on first down. The rate the game was going, you assume he was going to get at least 5 on first down.
Right.
Malachi stepped up, made a huge play, got a chance to use all 3 timeouts, and the rest is history.
Well, how important was it? I mean, we know how important it was, but did you know going in that you were going to save those timeouts for a situation like that? Or was there a moment in the game, I guess, where you thought, I could take a timeout here, but I better not? I guess that's the way I'd like to ask it.
Man, there's always a situation where you think you want to take a timeout. If you can get by without taking a timeout, you need to just try to save them. And so, really, that's just what that. It wasn't anything strategic. It's just you want to try to save your timeouts, as much as possible. Whether you want to, some people will take it to avoid a delay of game. Some people will take it to settle the defense. He just still got to play ball. So taking the timeout doesn't guarantee one or the other. So just try to hold on to him.
How about the way your quarterback played in this game, and Jeremiah, the way he just was once again the general out there and made the plays and continued to seem like he was confident every time he took the field?
Yeah, you can see him getting better and better every week. He's got to continue to get better. I mean, there's no different, that's those are the expectations we have for him. He's making the right plays, he's making the throws, he's getting more confident in throws. He's just got to continue to play confident and take care of the football. That's the big thing. We don't need him to be special. We just need him to do what he's capable of doing, know how to do it, and be able to deliver without the mistakes. And I think that's just where he's getting. So, and we're going to need it again.
Well, and also I want to mention Zachariah Curtis-Jones. I mean, there were obviously a lot of guys out there that made plays, but the catch he had where, he collides with the defender there and jumps right back up. He scores the touchdown that makes it a 7-point game. He gets in the end zone during overtime. I mean, for a guy like that, who, there's 3 running backs. We've talked about it all year long, and you need one to step up. And last Friday night seemed to be his night. Talk about his play.
Yeah, man, it's been a long time coming. We had him healthy earlier in the year, and he was in the mix with those guys, and then he got banged up. He'd been battling an ankle injury for a long time. And, I guess the week before last, they're like, man, Zach's starting finally to, look better. We got the bye week. He looked better against Fayetteville, and then, he's still slowly getting better every week. And that's huge because he's the veteran, really. I know we got 3 seniors, but he's a vet in the offense. Collins new to the backfield. TJ's new to the team. So he's the veteran. And when you can get your veteran rolling, the rest of the room will roll as well. So it's kind of huge for him, but it's been a long time coming. It's really what we all expected from him.
Yeah, yeah. So, Coach, one thing here. The only thing that really crossed my mind during the broadcast, because I was kind of just one play at a time as well, but one thing that was interesting, when Rogers scored in overtime, got the 2-point conversion, that gave them 43 points. And they're averaging 43 points a game this season. And it wasn't that I ever thought, oh, man, this is over, but I just thought, wow, we're going to have to stick them at that number in order to win, and you guys did. And so, I mean, scoring overtime, Did you feel like the Rodgers offense played the way you thought they were going to play, and did your defense play good enough to get the job done? How do you sum all that up? Because man, what a battle it was.
Well, man, it's not surprising uh, that they played the way they did because they play extremely hard. I think the way they play is unmatched. You
Yeah.
know, I knew going into the game if there was one team that could match how hard somebody play, it
Yep.
would be them. When you turn on the film, it doesn't matter, and they haven't been down. So I guess that has a lot to do with it, but it didn't matter. It doesn't matter at one point in the game. Those guys play the same speed all the time. They play the same speed all the time. It's not like some guys take a play off. I don't know if anybody takes a play off.
All right, Coach. Well, let's move on to Bentonville. And I went back and watched several of the games as we usually do, and their state semifinal game, they're down by one, and they eat almost 9 minutes, actually more than 9 minutes off the clock on the final drive. Get down inside the red zone, inside the five, eventually score with 10 seconds left. Rogers had a 10-minute drive to start the game against Bryant. Here's Bentonville, a 9-minute drive to score. That's one thing you've talked about this year, sustaining drives. So, what did you see out of the Bentonville game against Conway, and how do you begin to prepare for them?
Well, I'm glad we don't have to see Jeff Reagan start there. However, Bentonville has a ton of athletes as well. Just not at the quarterback position, not like Jeff Reagan. They do have a pretty good athlete that can sling it around the yard, and he's got some dudes to sling it to. So it just poses a whole different threat. Obviously, it's going to be a tough game, regardless of however you want to spin it. It's been a good game for the last five, I think, 5 years, 4 or 5 years anyway. Uh, and I know 4 times for sure this will be number four. And then I think they played them before, I got here. So it's always been a good game, a good matchup, so to say. Um, so you can expect the same thing, the same atmosphere. It's going to be both teams kind of got the same strategy, establish the run and still be able to pass it around the yard, and so it's like going against yourself every day. So it's really going to boil down to execution. Nobody is going to outplay anybody. You wouldn't expect nobody to. I hope it is not us getting outplayed anyway. Not in a game of this magnitude. Whether it be whatever it is, it's the last one. So that's what you put out there, and that's what you'll always remember. So I don't think we have to hype anybody up for this game.
No, no, not at all. Chris Ficklin, their running back, and you said they got some wide receivers that are really good athletes. Their offensive line looks pretty big. The defensive line too. You feel like this is a game that's going to be won in the trenches because I know that's been part of their success this year.
Man, it's always a game that's won in the trenches. It doesn't matter if you look at last week. Rogers' O line played really well. And our D line made some plays at the end. To help us secure the. It's always going to be decided in the trenches, no matter how many athletes are on the field. It's about who can block each other up front and who can get after it. And so I fully expect that.
Final question for you, Coach, here in 2025. We ended last season with you winning the state championship and being interviewed on Arkansas PBS and making mention in a roundabout way of your guys maybe not getting as many accolades or as noticed by some of the top programs across the nation and Division I schools in particular. This past week, a bunch of your guys signed the Division I level. What do you think has made the difference there? And is this what you had anticipated when you made that statement to begin to get a little more notoriety for some of these guys?
It's funny to say that. I don't even know what traction it was. I was just really speaking from what I knew those guys deserve. And to be honest with you, I still think we got some guys and some guys who did sign that's a little bit better than what people maybe give them credit for, but that's okay. And we'll keep pushing that. We'll keep pushing that. But in saying that, now that we've got the recognition, it does us no good if we don't go prove it. So when you get the recognition, there's a lot that comes with it. So you just got to be ready to stand up for it and play like it. And I think they did that last week, but they got to continue to do it. We got to continue to coach it as well. So I think I think we deserve more.
Yeah.
But I think that's the whole state of Arkansas, to be honest. If I'm being honest with you, I think it's the whole state of Arkansas.
Yeah.
Because Rogers has got two of the best kids that I've ever seen. And one's going to BYU and the other's going to Air Force Academy. Could they be played better? I mean, I don't know, but they deserve a lot more than what they're getting. And Bentonville's got some guys the same way. So I really think I was speaking as a whole state deal. But yes, our kids deserve more than what they get, especially if they keep performing the way they perform.
All right, Coach. Well, it's been a pleasure as always, and good luck in the game.
Yes, sir.
It's Moats and Zachariah Curtis-Jones in the backfield. Low snap to Moats. He throws. Austin a catch. Will try to shake a tackler. Austin a stiff arm up the sidelines. Big play. Kamari Austin gets him out of the hole in a big play on first down. Takes it all the way out past the 30. On the ground. There's some running room. Zachariah Curtis-Jones. He's out past the 50-yard line. That's a big run from the senior. Just what the doctor ordered to move the chains. 3rd and 11, really. Moats, quick pass into traffic. Austin a catch and a first down. Caught it at the 40, ends up at the 39 through traffic, and it's 1st and 10 Hornets. And they have Billingsley lined up as a receiver as well, and that's who they go to. Billingsley to the 30, takes a body with him to the 25, takes 2 Rogers Mountaineers with him, and they'll move the chains. It's a first down on a 12-yard gain. 2nd and 9 for Moats. Here comes pressure. Throws. Wide open receiver to the 15, down to the 10. Billingsley again. He moves the chains, and it's 1st and goal for the Hornets. Down at the 8-yard line. What a catch from Cooper Billingsley. It goes for 14 yards. It's Robinson in the game. A handoff to Robinson. Stretches to the outside. Robinson to the 5. Robinson spins. End zone. Touchdown, Bryant Hornets. They're on the board. 4th and 1. Regan stutters. Runs. So close on the far side. They're having to mark it now is what they put his card in between the football and the chains. We saw this in an NFL game years ago. The index card marker. It is Bryant football.
It's Bryant.
It is a cold night here at Hornet Stadium. On the ground, Robinson, he breaks free. Robinson to the 10, Robinson to the 5. Robinson, end zone, touchdown, Bryant Hornets. Oh my! Maddie will have an interview for us coming up at halftime. They have him this time too, and they're sending him backwards. Regan snowed under by the defense. 3rd down and 7. Moats fires. It's Tucker. There he is, and he has a first down. Welcome to the game, Mr. Caleb Tucker. They found you into Rogers territory to the 49. And Moats, he's throwing, going up for it. Austin, can he break away? He's to the 20, he's to the 10, he's to the 5, he's to the house, right into the alumni section. The Hornets an extra point away from tying the game. They send Kramer in motion, far right. Regan spins right into the tacklers. Ja'Cory Smith, he sacks him, big loss. And clock started again. Moats with time, and he is airing it out deep downfield. Austin will have to go back for it. He makes the catch. There's a flag. He's tackled at the 30-yard line. It was Blockberger with the tackle, I think. And it's pass interference one way or another here. Rogers is indicating that it was against Austin.
Pass interference, defense,
Call it on
number
Rogers.
3. Penalties decline.
And it is Moats looking, throwing. He has Zachariah Curtis-Jones who makes the catch. 1st and goal from the 7. And it is going to be Zachariah Curtis-Jones. He is in the end zone. Touchdown for ZKJ. What do you say? It's not over yet. On 4th and 11 from midfield.
Snap back to Lindsey. He is going to throw it, and it's low, incomplete. He throws it low, incomplete. He has his hands on his helmet. He's crouched over at the 38-yard line. He can't believe it. On 1st and 10, no timeouts. Moats fires to Billingsley, and he holds on to the football. He muscled his way to a first down. He ripped it away from a Mountaineer. Moats, plenty of time. Lob caught and a hard hit. Oh my goodness, he held on to the football. Zachariah Curtis Jones again. From the 7. Jacoby Boone in the game. Moats looking. Austin was open. Can't find him. Now Moats will throw. Billingsley! He makes the touchdown catch! So it's Moats. He'll give on the ground. Zachariah Curtis Jones, and he's in. One play. It's one play for Zachariah Curtis Jones. They've got the entire offensive line except the center on the left side, and now they'll get everybody in place. Handoff goes to Zachariah Curtis Jones. They're trying to push him in. There's no signal given just yet. We are waiting, and he is in. He's in for the 2-point conversion. Game is still on. Moats to Robinson. Robinson, he can dive in across the goal line. Touchdown, Hornets. Coach is coming down the line. Thought he might take a timeout. I guess not. We've lost the scoreboard. King's extra point is good. I don't think I have to tell anybody to buckle up. You already are.
Yeah.
And if you paid full price for a ticket tonight, you wasted your money because you're only using the edge of your seat.
You are.
Here we go. It is 4th and goal from the 6. Man in motion. Regan pitches to him. The reverse play. Volk looks to pass. Now he has to run. He's hit. The football is loose. Bryant has picked it up. The game is over. The game is over. The game is over. The Hornets have won. The Hornets have won. They're going to another state championship game. The Hornets have won.
Bryant defeated Rogers last week 50-43 in a double overtime thriller. I'm with senior D tackle Malachi McDonald. Malachi, what was your mindset going into this game, knowing it was your ticket to another state championship?
Well, knowing how far along we were in the playoffs, I knew they weren't going to come in and just lay down. So I had a warrior mentality and knew we had to do whatever it took to get it done.
How did the defense prepare the week prior to the game?
We really honed in on their key players, key plays. And in the end, all the studying, preparation we did helped us in the end.
All right. After going down 2 touchdowns with less than 3 minutes left, how did the defense recompose to eventually win the game?
Well, we never put our heads down, and we had our leaders step up, make plays when we needed them.
What was going through your mind during your big tackle, which was seen to be a pivotal play for the momentum of the game?
Well, like I said, I just knew that we needed a play, we needed a spark, and I saw opportunity, and I made the best of it.
All right, last question. What do you expect this Friday from this Bryant Hornet team?
Well, I expect Bentonville to come in and not lay down, but I feel like Rogers definitely woke us up, so we're definitely going to be more prepared than we were last week.
All right, thank you, Malachi, for your time, and good luck against Bentonville. Next up, Lucas will have our offensive player, Zachariah Curtis Jones. For Hornet Media, I'm Lyric Berry.
It's Arkansas Copier Center, your Kyocera experts. For over 40 years, we've delivered Kyocera technology with unbeatable service. Need printers or copiers? Call us today at 501-562-8297 or visit arkansascopier.com. Arkansas Copier Center, whatever it takes.
I'm Lucas Oliver here with our offensive player of the week, Zachariah Curtis Jones. Zach, what was the game plan going into last week's game?
The game plan was really just to come out and play hard and play physical, run the ball a lot and get the ball in space to our wide receivers because they play hard and they play very physical, but they definitely play off a lot. So that was really the game plan.
Zach, the offense through the first and third quarters only scored 21 points and was down 2 possessions. What was going wrong?
We weren't really playing together, we were just having a few busts, on the routes or on blocks, but
Zach, in the fourth quarter, you had 2 catches, 1 for a touchdown, and y'all came back and won the game in overtime. What changed in those 3 drives for y'all to win the game?
We figured out what they were doing on defense, and we exploited a lot of their weaknesses on defense.
Zach, we have this upcoming game against Bentonville this Friday. What's the game plan for this game?
Same old game plan, run the ball a lot and get our wide receivers into space and make the most of our opportunities that we get. So,
next up, Michael Westbrook with the voice of the Hornets.
And welcome, everybody, to War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock as we bring you the 2025 state championship game. Michael Westbrook along with Jordan Morales, and it's going to be an exciting night of football. We have about 5 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock before kickoff here, with an official kickoff time set for 6:40 for those TV folks on Arkansas PBS. So I know it's listed as 6:30, but the official kickoff time is 6:40. Now about 5 minutes away for Bryant and Bentonville. It's the heavyweight matchup tonight in 7A, the 12-0 Bentonville Tigers against the 12-0 Bryant Hornets. And Jordan, let's go back to last week for just a second. Your first year on the broadcast in the analyst role, and we talked to Caden Key in class this week, our first-year technical director who had been doing replay the year before. A lot of new people on our crew for Hornet Media in new roles this year. What an exciting game that you got to be a part of. And, Caden said he kind of turned into a fan at the end. I know you did too. I did. We all did. We have a goal to provide some excitement, explain to people what's happening. And it was just a magical night for Bryant Hornet fans. Take us back to what you were thinking a week ago Friday night. I know you used to play football. You've got friends out there, classmates out there. How exciting was that for you?
Oh, it's like you said. It's my first year doing this, and to be able to be a part of those big games like that, it's like none other, And like you said, I played football for Bryant. I know a lot of these guys, and it's awesome to just see these guys just work together, just come through like adversity. And last week, lots of drama. Lots of drama. Like you say, we kind of became fans, me and Caden Key. But yeah, it's a feeling like none other, And first year, I'm here at the state championship game. That's a big deal.
The captains are making their way out onto the field as we are just a few seconds away from the coin toss, and we'll tell you that the captains for Bryant, Matthew Nelson, along with Chase Tremmel, Nikel Rucker, and it is also Malachi McDonald. The 4 captains for Bentonville, you have Will Newman, also Cole Slepecki. I've got to work on that one. Slepecki, the quarterback, and you also have Jed Rosico, the captains for the Bentonville Tigers, and James Pratt. Bentonville is in the black home uniforms, gold numbers. Bryant is in the white uniforms, blue pants, blue numbers. Bryant is the visiting road team, despite this being their home away from home, Jordan. But this is a year where it's Bryant's first time to play at War Memorial Stadium. You got to go all the way back to Game 1. The Salt Bowl no longer played here. Other times we would play Parkview here as well, but we played them at home. And so Bryant has won the toss. They are going to defer to the second half. What do you think about that, Jordan? And Bryant going to put their defense on the field first.
I think it's definitely a bold move, but you definitely got to get your defense warmed up, fired up, because we know this is the best defense in the state Bryant has, and once you get those guys fired up, there's really no stopping them.
The press box on the third level here is on the home side, so the Bentonville fans are below us. The sea of blue across the way. However, Jordan, tonight, while it is a lot of blue, there's a lot of heavy coats and a lot of camo and whatever else can keep you warm tonight. So when you look across, it's not the typical sea of blue. There's some brown and some green mixed in with those camo jackets and other jackets that will keep you warm. It's going to be a cold night.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And the student session theme tonight is Ski Lodge, so they got all their skiing outfits on. It's a cold night. It's most definitely a cold night, but it's a big night, for everybody. It's like Georgia versus Alabama, basically.
There you go. 39 degrees is our game time temperature. Actually, a 2% chance of snow, if you can believe that or not. So you're saying there's a chance, just barely. But they are indicating on the Weather Channel app a 2% chance of snow. I don't imagine we will see too much of that. And as throughout the night goes, temperature's only going to drop about 2 degrees down to around 35. We're broadcasting window open, one of the only ones up here on Press Row, because you got to be right up in the action for this one. As the clock's about 1 minute away from kickoff, the Bryant Hornets off to our right. Those white uniforms, the blue helmets, they're running through the tunnel now, led by the giant American flag and also the flag with the giant letter B and the other one with the Hornet logo from the ROTC members. The dance and cheer running out as well, and the Bryant Hornets have taken the field in the state championship game. You can hear it. Here comes Bentonville. They have their flag guard coming out as well, spelling out Tigers with the big Tiger logo, a smaller American flag, and they have a Bentonville flag as well, as the Tigers in the all-black uniforms, black tops and black bottoms with the gold numbers, with the Tiger logo in gold on the helmets, making their way out to the field. We are just about ready for kickoff. We will see Grayson King kick the football away first for the Hornets, and we will have Bentonville returning. It is the 4th consecutive trip to a state championship game for the Bentonville Tigers. They're 0-3 so far.
Yeah, and this is Bryant's second time in a row with Quad Sanders making it to, let's say, the big house. Well, let's call it the big house for
Bryant.
I like it. And this is they're probably a little bit homesick. They haven't been here all season. They're here finally. It's a cold night, so it's a huge night.
That was one thing I failed to ask Coach Sanders about in our pregame show, is how they normally start the year here and end the year here, and what it was like to make sure that he made it here. But I guess we, in a roundabout way, covered that. So Bentonville not yet on the field, but Bryant is. Their special teams unit lined up at the 35-yard line. Grayson King is about to set the football at the 40. Daquan Prevost is back deep to receive for Bentonville, and he's joined by Conrad Schmidt, two dangerous return men for the Tigers. Schmidt jumping up and down at the 5. He's to our near side, and it's Prevost on the far side. He's so far over there out past the numbers, he was near the Bryant sidelines. Both fans are standing. The bands are playing. Grayson King kicks it away. Short kick, end over end. Schmidt fields at the 12, up to the 20, 25 along the right hash mark, down at the 28, and officially spotted at the 29. Pretty good return for Conrad Schmidt, the senior. Bentonville's offense will take the field for the first time. First down and 10 from their own 29 as we get the game underway. 11:55 to go, as the kickoff took 5 seconds. And we'll see the Bryant defense led on the defensive line by Matthew and Sam Nelson and Malachi McDonald and also Ryan Horn. And the linebackers, it's Moman, Smith, and also Smith, Kavion Smith, and Jacory. We'll get to the secondary in a moment. Man goes in motion from right to left, 3 receivers on the left side. Slepecki throws. Day Wilson misses a tackle. The catch made at the 30. And then the Hornets secondary dives in to stop Prevost at the 34. That's a pickup of 5 yards, and it's 2nd and 5.
Gavin Moman and Matthew Nelson just tripping up that receiver. Well, definitely pass game is starting off pretty early for Bentonville, and they're definitely playing extremely quickly.
Terrion Jones, Matthew Ferguson, Aaron Austin in the secondary. Out to Schmidt. And the left flat, he takes it up to the 35 and then sent out of bounds by Wilson at the 36-yard line. That's only about 1.5 yards, and now it's an early 3rd down situation for Bentonville. They've got 3rd and 4 upcoming.
Well, Bryant really hasn't sent out their defense first in quite a bit, and definitely looking a lot more comfortable than they were last week starting out, and just making tackles, not missing any tackles so far, and just really wrapping up great, taking their time, looking for that ball and keeping their eyes up.
They gave him 2, so it's 3rd down and 3. In the backfield is Chris Ficklin
He's a really good running back that was on the team a season ago, but there's a penalty flag that's been thrown in, and it's going to be a false start or maybe even a delay of game against Bentonville. We don't have the luxury like we've had at home the last several weeks to have the referee piped into the broadcast, but it was a quick call from Tommy Kraft, who's our head referee down in the white hat. It is a 5-yard mark-off on Bentonville. And so after all that, they picked up only 2 yards. They're faced with a 3rd down and 8. They're going right to left, heading towards the north end zone. The scoreboard video board is to our right in the south end zone. 3rd down and 8 from their own 31. Slepecki with Ficklin to his left. Fakes to Ficklin. Looks across the middle. Here comes pressure. He's in trouble. Nelson slings him down inside the 20-yard line. What a sack that was from Bryant and Sam Nelson. It's 4th and long. Bentonville will have to punt, and their quarterback is down. He's injured. Athletic trainers are meeting him around the 12-yard line. Jordan, the quarterback, is down for Bentonville.
Yeah, well, you really can just imagine that, but Sam Nelson getting around that right tackle, and he's done that all season. I mean, him and his brother do a great job at setting that edge, just keeping their eyes up, especially. That's just the most important part, is keeping your eyes up, not really just digging your head into that lineman. And you just got to keep your eyes up if you're a great DN like those two brothers are, and recently signed Matthew Nelson to Oklahoma, so definitely congrats to him.
We are going to try to stay on live as much as possible since we don't have any visuals to show you, and we don't want to lose the audience. But right now the player is down for Bentonville, the quarterback, Cole Slepecki, and that is a big blow to the Tigers as he is hit hard by Sam Nelson. Now he is up, walking on his own, no help from the athletic trainers. His special teams unit is taking the field to punt the football away, and the punter will be Cooper Nix. But, Jordan, they started at their own 29-yard line. He's going to be punting from inside his own 5. Bryant should have good field position.
Yeah, especially with a returner like Jacoby Boone is set back there. We've seen Ferguson and Hodges do that quite a bit.
Boone is at his own 46-yard line, just outside of the AAA logo, as Nix gets away a booming kick, and it takes a great bounce down to the 45, Bryant territory to the 40, still rolling, and down to the 38-yard line. So essentially where Bentonville started in their own territory, Bryant will do the same. That's a really big punt from Nix to flip the field a bit, and Bryant starts from their own 38-yard line, 1st and 10, 10:48 to go in the first quarter. No score between Bryant and Bentonville. We see the Hornets on offense for the first time. Jeremiah Moats, an empty backfield. Zachariah Curtis-Jones and Caleb Tucker lined up right, 2 receivers right on the short side of the field, 3 receivers left. They pitch forward to Zachariah Curtis-Jones in motion. He cuts in between the hashes up to the 42 to the 43. 5-yard gain on 1st down for ZKJ, and it's 2nd and 5.
A great blocking by number 70, the right tackle, Aiden Allen, kicking out that D end and letting Zachariah Curtis-Jones get a little bit more yards.
TJ Hodges in the game, lined up right side of Moats. 2nd and 5. Moats right side flat pass to Hodges, and that's a live ball. He picks it up off of a hop, breaks a tackle. Hodges to the 50. He's got a clear path to the end zone. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10. Just barely tripped up inside the 5-yard line, down to the 2. Zachariah Curtis-Jones takes it from his own 43-yard line down to the Bentonville 2-yard line. We have the luxury of the video board replay, but there is a flag down, and we'll see if there was maybe a block in the back around the 30-yard line. It's going to come back some. Wow.
Well, Hodges definitely turning nothing into something. Fortunately, is a flag down on the field, but definitely a lot of momentum so far for Bryant. They're looking very comfortable in their big house.
So it was a block in the back. Bryant does have it in Bentonville territory, but all the way to the 40-yard line. So they lose 38 yards in penalty yardage there. Instead of 1st and goal, they have it 1st and 10 from the Bentonville 40. Man in motion, handoff to him. And there's a little bit of a seam to the outside along the right hash for Zachariah Curtis-Jones. Inside the 40 and down at the 37.
Jones getting about 3 or 4 yards on that play. Great blocking by number 63, Chase Trumbull. Blocking that DN, just kicking him out. keeping his eyes up as well. It's important for the O-linemen to keep their eyes up as well, just reading those linebackers.
3-yard pickup, 2nd and 7, 9:38 to go, first quarter, no score. Here comes pressure off the end. They pitch to Zachariah Curtis-Jones looking for the edge, outside left, hard wrap-up tackle around the neck and down outside the numbers at the 31. A 6-yard gain brings up a very manageable 3rd and 1 here.
Mason Meyer on that big hit on Curtis Jones. Great blocking by number 67, Nikel Rucker, the center. First time playing center. He played right guard last year.
Done a great job this season. Need to pick up the first here. Back to Moats. Handoff on the ground. It goes to Colin Robinson. He's bouncing around a bit. Moats will try to help push him forward. He does not have the first down. No gain, and it is 4th and 1. Robinson is stopped on his first carry.
He does stay on his feet a little bit. Is taken down. Not much gain, but Bryant playing extremely quickly. They're playing tempo.
It's a huge play. 4th and 1. Back to Moats. To Robinson again, and Robinson has the first down to the 29 before he is tackled. At the bottom of the pile is the big man for Bentonville. Is it Tyler Snow, number 99?
Yeah, and they also have a lineman up there that plays both sides of the ball. His name is Will Newman.
Yeah, Will Newman. We're going to see him offense and defense. 1st and 10 now from the 29. Moats is looking to pass, has a wide open receiver at the 2. Catch, backpedals into the end zone. Keenan Latin, touchdown! Hornets, they're on the board first. 8:18 to play in the first quarter.
Great blocking by that offensive line. Giving Moats some time. And Keenan Latin making a big play early in the game. First touchdown of the night. Bryant Hornets definitely looking comfortable. Definitely starting out fast, looking on fire. Grayson King is out to kick.
Jacoby Boone to hold. Snaps back to him. Hold is down, and the kick is up. It is good. And with 8:18 to go in the opening frame, wow, the Bryant Hornets just marched right down the field for a touchdown. After the defense made a stop, it's Bryant 7, Bentonville nothing. 7A state championship game, and I think you're exactly right, Jordan. Looking comfortable is the best way to describe the Bryant Hornets. They might not have been here this year yet, but they're here now. They know War Memorial Stadium, and we haven't even said it yet. The Hornets are going for their 7th state championship in the last 8 seasons.
That's incredible. Last year was 6. This year it's going to be, you're thinking with how they're looking, it could be 7, but you never know. But, yeah, like we said, they're looking comfortable. They're looking good. It's a cold night, so you can only imagine. But Bryant does practice almost every single week, so they're definitely used to this.
You know, we have not had that many cold days this year, it doesn't seem like, up until the last couple of weeks. And so it's good to get that football weather in. And, boy, Jeremiah Moats, he looked fantastic on that opening drive. And thanks to Troy Mitchell keeping stats for the 24th season with the Arkansas Activities Association. It is a 7-play drive, 62 yards. It takes 2:31 off the clock, and it was Moats able to find Latin for the touchdown. And so on the opening drive for Bryant, Hodges 1 carry for 57 yards, Robinson 2 for 12, Latin the 19-yard touchdown catch, and through the air, Jeremiah Moats was a perfect 2 for 2 for 24 yards and a score. And, you know, we know all about Jordan Walker, who's now playing at Ouachita Baptist University, but also it was Jeremiah Moats' brother Gideon who on this field helped lead Bryant to a state championship win against Bentonville. Now his younger brother has got his team out to a 7-0 lead. We're ready for kickoff. And 8:18 to play in the first. Grayson King spots the football on the left hash mark. Appreciate all of you tuned in tonight. I know you have a lot of options. The game's on the Buzz. It's on PBS. You've got us. And we've certainly enjoyed the season. King's kickoff is going to be a low, wobbly kick. It is fielded just inside the 10-yard line by Prevost. He's being tracked down. A missed tackle in the back there around the 10 by Moment, and then strung out to the sidelines. And finally, Bryant Davis over there on the sideline to send Prevost out of bounds. Not great starting field position for Bentonville, as they will have the football at their own 16-yard line.
That was Bryant Davis, Kenyon Lyon, and TJ Hodges knocking that returner out. But yeah, I mean, Bentonville is struggling a little bit. It's still first quarter. You have 4 quarters in the game, so it's early. I mean, it's cold. It's a cold night, so you just definitely got to get warmed up.
Cole Slepecki is still in the game, so he's back. Blair Irvin the third at running back. They split him out wide receiver. Under pressure, the quarterback throws it into no man's land, right in the middle of 3 Bryant Hornets, just getting rid of the football. He's knocked down again at the 5-yard line and just a little slow to get up. Ryan Horn with the pressure.
Ryan Horn does a great job. He's been doing an amazing job these past few games. He plays D-tackle on that right side and left side. He switches with McDonald sometimes.
They're taking Slepecki out of the game. Evan Cano, the backup quarterback, has to take over. Slepecki tried, went one pass, was knocked down, slow to get back up, and he's back on the sidelines now. So the sophomore in a big spot playing in the state championship game. In motion goes Pratt. They give to Ficklin, and Ficklin snowed under. Nowhere to go. Ja'Cory Smith in on the tackle. Ficklin 1 yard, third down and 9 now.
The recent Arkansas commit, Ja'Cory Smith, already making huge plays. He played for Parkview, so he's used to this field. He's used to War Memorial Stadium, and already making a big play. Gets around those linemen, finds his tackle, and he gets it. He's definitely looking good, looking comfortable.
Bentonville went 3 and out on their opening drive. They're in jeopardy of doing that again. It's third down and 9. They go right to left. They have the football at their own 17-yard line. Empty backfield for Canode. Sends Pratt in motion. Now on his left hip is Pratt. And Canode to throw. Looking left, will chunk it, and it is incomplete. A yard in front of his intended target, Daquan Prevost. Gavin Moman was on the coverage over there. It's very quickly a 4th and 9. Another 3 and out. Bentonville has to punt it again.
Moman and Matthew Ferguson on that coverage, and wow, I mean, Bentonville is just struggling against this Bryant defense. The best defense in the state, and they sub out their starting quarterback. And you got to think, when that happens, usually you don't really throw the ball much. You don't make your secondary quarterback throw the ball much.
Snap is back to Nix. And a nice spiraling punt. Jacoby Boone backpedaling, fumbles it, picks it up at his own 45, breaks one tackle, redirects from right to left, and he has a convoy in front of him to the 40, Boone to the 30, outside the numbers, the 20, the 15, Boone to the 10, Boone to the 5, Boone to the house. Are you kidding me? Jacoby Boone. That's 6, and Bryant has a 2-touchdown lead. They're running up the tunnel like you see in the college game, and almost like they're going to the house. Come on back, we still got a game. 6:56 to go in the first. It's 13-0.
That's what I've been waiting for all season, is to see Boone just run it all the way back, and no flags. It was clean run. Great blocking by Aaron Austin, Matthew Nelson, along with Terrion Jones. So great blocking by those guys. And just a great return by Jacoby Boone.
After he had fumbled the football. Bounced right back up to him. And now he has to be the one to hold on the extra point. And King knocks it through. I need to breathe. We're going to take a break, so stay with us. We'll be back in about 60 seconds. It is Bryant 14, Bentonville nothing. Welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. Jacoby Boone with a punt return touchdown. And with 6:56 to play in the opening quarter, it is all Hornets. They lead 14-0. Prevo, another return as he fields outside the numbers at the 5. He's running straight up to the 20, 25. Tackled there at the 27-yard line. And was that Zachariah Curtis-Jones who made the tackle?
Yeah, Davis, Curtis Jones, and Hodges. So you're really getting all your guys out there on kick return.
Man,
yeah.
Talk about a team not afraid to put their superstars in position, and they've got all those guys on the kickoff coverage. And so back out on the field at quarterback will be Evan Canode, the backup, the sophomore for Bentonville. 1st and 10 from their own 27. 6:51 to go, first quarter. Canode, he hands off. Pratt stuffed, loses yards back to the 25. That's a 2-yard loss.
Jayden Jones on the initial contact, joined by Kavion Smith, a guy that we've been calling out quite a bit, and Terrence Ellis.
Smith, sorry, the last couple weeks.
Goodness.
Man.
Yeah.
And not a name we called just a whole lot at the beginning of the year.
No.
So let's see what Bentonville does now. 2nd and 12. Canode with 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. The ball's on the right hash mark. Claps his hands a couple of times. Now the snap's back to him. Play action, will throw. Schmidt the catch, and he falls down at the 34. Does not get just a whole lot there. Jordan, it almost felt like he kind of gave up when he saw all the Bryant players around him.
Yeah, man, you can imagine, well, not much you can really do if that does happen, but Bentonville getting some chip yards, just chipping yards in, taking it slow. Maybe it's not in their control, but they are sending out more linemen.
They sure are.
Yeah.
The heavy package. And we will see who ends up getting the direct snap here. Is that number 2? Cameron Thornton-Mead takes the direct snap, and he's going to be very close. I don't think, they may go ahead and give it to him. He needed 3. They give him a first down. That is Bentonville's first down of the game.
Yeah, needed 3, got 3. On that contact was Terrence Ellis and Jayden Jones. Bryant subs in Thomas Cornelius for Kavion Smith.
So Blair Irvin III is still out there along with Canode, the backup quarterback. And Blair Irvin III, he's a dangerous wide receiver. You have to watch out for him. He'll line up as the lone man left side. Matthew Ferguson on the coverage. 2 receivers to the right as well. Ficklin is back in the game at running back. 1st and 10, Bentonville at their own 37. And it's a give to Ficklin. He meets Malachi McDonald, breaks away from him. However, met by a few more Bryant Hornets, and it is Matthew Nelson at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, and Bryant Davis. And, well, you're talking about getting upfield quick. Bryant's definitely doing it. And Malachi McDonald and those DNs. Number 20, Jarquez Suggs, subbed in for Sam Nelson.
There's a loss of 1 on the play. 2nd and 11 for Bentonville. 4:40 to go first quarter. Bryant 14, Bentonville nothing. 2nd down and 11 for the Tigers from their own 36, and they're taking as much of the play clock as they can. It's down to 10 seconds. 4:30 to go first quarter. Canode with Ficklin to his left. Snap is back to Canode, looks left, fires. It is caught, and an immediate tackle by Ferguson. Schmidt with the catch. Ferguson the tackle at the 46, and it is a yard shy of the first down sticks. So they are faced now with a 3rd and 1.
Well, we're talking about getting comfortable. You can't get too comfortable, especially against Bentonville. They are 12-0, and they've gone against 2 out-of-state teams. We've only gone against 1.
And their game against Rogers earlier this year, they beat Rogers by 3. They beat Conway by 5 a week ago. 3rd and 1. Cameron Thornton-Mead on the Wildcat quarterback keep, and it is Austin who steps up to tackle him into Bryant territory at the 46. Touchdown saving tackle from Austin.
Oh, most definitely. And if he didn't get that tackle, like you said, that's a guaranteed touchdown, especially with how dangerous he is at running. And, well, like you said, you cannot get too comfortable. This is a state championship, so both teams are going to give everything they got.
It's their 2nd first down on this drive. Now 3.5 to go. First quarter, 14-0 Bryant. Bentonville is on the move, heading right to left towards the north end zone. They shift 3 from the right to the left side, including a tight end and 2 receivers. Canode running left, now redirecting, going to the right, and he is tripped up. Ja'Cory Smith gets him for a 1-yard loss. Jordan, that would have been, 30 yards or more with that open field to the right side had it not been for Ja'Cory grabbing him by the shoelaces.
Yeah, just barely grazed him, and yeah, like I said, recent Arkansas commit, Smith barely grazing that tackle, barely getting them, but yeah, definitely an essential key to this game is to not miss tackles.
That was one of our keys. We never really even got to our keys
No,
to the game, did we? So
we didn't.
Don't want to miss tackles, and what else tonight?
It was, well, let's see here.
We get to it after this play.
We'll get to it.
2nd and 11, man in motion, Prevost. Fake to Pratt, throw to Prevost, catch on the left hash, 45, goes to the sidelines, 40. Prevost happy to go out of bounds at the 37. Had he probably stood up and took a hit, he could have got a first down, but he's 2 yards shy, and it's 3rd down.
Well, keys to the game were for Bryant or for Bentonville, or to control Bryant's deep running back room. But so far, Bryant's been throwing it. They've been throwing it, but there were some runs that have been essential.
3rd and 1, Bryant needs a stop. They're going to the Wildcat formation again. Cameron Thornton Meade. It's worked for him so far. Is Bryant ready for it this time? Not quite. He has the first down. Picked up about 3 yards to move the chains again. And Bentonville's drive is motoring along here. Remember, they held the ball for 9 minutes on the final drive of the game to beat Conway. They know how to put long drives together.
Yeah, most definitely. And they're most certainly getting leverage. Just slowly but surely getting leverage, and they're slowly but surely looking more comfortable than what they were. Just definitely, you can tell that they're getting their plays down.
This is nearly a 5-minute drive. In fact, it will be by the time they snap it here. Letting the play clock wind down. Still has 10 seconds. They go to the football. 1st and 10 for Bentonville. They are at the Bryant 32-yard line. 14-0 Bryant. Prevost in motion right. Canode looks for him, pumps once, now he throws, and he finds Prevost. Wilson will try to track him down. Prevost goes out of bounds on the far side, right at the sticks, picked up 10, and the chains will move again.
Prevost just barely fast enough to escape Dario Wilson on the last play. Quarterback looks, throws the ball. Wilson's there on that coverage, just barely misses him.
It's a long drive being put together by Bentonville. Bryant 14, Bentonville nothing. Clock stopped, 1:37 to play first quarter. 1st and 10 Tigers. Bryant 22-yard line. The ball's on the right hash mark. Short side of the field right, and they shift 3 receivers from right to left. Ficklin, the running back, is on the right side of his quarterback. And it is Canode looking right, shuffling his feet, under pressure, sacked! He's dropped at the 25-yard line.
Number 50, Guy Nix, his first sack of his career and of this game.
Really?
The biggest game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Hasn't really played much, but when I get some practice, he's definitely a guy that's able to get in that backfield. He's definitely been slept on a little bit this season, but he's able to get in that backfield.
And those are important yards because right here it's a 42-yard field goal attempt. If you push them back even farther, no guarantee they get points. 2nd and 13. High snap. It goes through the hands of Canode, and he is taken down. He even loses his helmet all the way out past the 35 to the 38. Another sack.
Ja'Cory Smith and Matthew Nelson. My goodness. Huge hit.
Wow.
Helmet did come off. They are taking him off the field. Subbing in for a receiver, so a receiver will be in that backfield.
So it is 3rd and long now. What do we got? What do you see?
They bring in another quarterback.
Yeah, Cameron Thornton Meade, I think, back in. No. Nope, it's another quarterback. You're right, the 3rd-string quarterback in the game on 3rd and 23. And they'll just hand it off on the ground, try to get into some sort of field goal range. Day Wilson has him at the 25. This one's coming all the way back. I think we've got a hold. Is Tanner Galagi the new quarterback?
Yeah. Wow, so they've subbed in 2 quarterbacks already.
Wow. And with the penalty, they are well out of field goal range now.
Yeah, a hold on Kavion Smith, on Bentonville. hold was on Kavion Smith.
Yeah.
Smith was on the ground.
He was.
You could definitely tell that it was a hold on Bentonville.
Wow, the ball is all the way back out to the 45. The boos are coming in on the Bentonville side. 14 seconds to go, first quarter. All Hornets in the opening frame. And with the clock rolling, Bentonville does not have to snap the football, but I guess they will one more time before the end of the first quarter. Man goes in motion back behind the quarterback. And a look left, escapes one tackler, wants to run, and will not get past Ja'Cory Smith. Only a 2-yard gain. When the second quarter begins, it is going to be 14-0 Bryant. And Bentonville will be in a situation where they might very well have to punt the football. They might go for it as well. Kind of no man's land, so we'll take a quick break. End of one, it's Bryant 14, Bentonville nothing. Something we do not see very often. 4th down and 31 is upcoming for the Bentonville Tigers. Michael Westbrook and Jordan Morales with you from War Memorial Stadium. The Legacy of Bryant Band performing off to our right. They're here in large numbers tonight with the dance and cheer teams in front of the student section. Bryant in the white tops, blue bottoms, and the blue numbers, the blue helmets, and got TV, of course, so the red hat is on the field, Jordan. If you're not familiar with TV, he's the dreaded man in the red hat when you're a fan in the stands at a game because you have to wait on him. He is in charge of TV timeouts, and so when he leaves the field, we can play football again. Did you learn something new?
I did.
There you go.
I did.
TV production for you.
Yep.
And he is making his way off the field. If you're Bentonville, I guess you just go for it. You need 31 yards for a first down. You may not even be able to punt it that far, and you're not going to net a whole lot out of a punt. But you've got a long ways to go to try to get a first down. And so I believe it is Canode back in the game at quarterback. Bryant almost jumped Malachi McDonald, but he's back in time. The ball is spotted at the Bryant 43. Oh, it is going to be Canode punting it away, and it is out of bounds barely at the 30-yard line, and so out at the 29. That's a 14-yard punt. That does not do much for Bentonville. Well, let's see. They're moving it. 24 to the 24.
And Bryant does send in Jeremiah Moats again, starting quarterback. Hodges is at running back spot, lined up to Jeremiah Moats' left.
I've been waiting for a big touchdown run, Jordan. Let's see. Moats flicks it over to Hodges, and Hodges trying to escape tacklers to the 30, out to the 30-yard line, picks up 6 yards, and it's 2nd and 4.
And that's Kellen Rona, Bentonville side on that tackle.
Hodges is still in the game. Actually, they give him 7, so it's 2nd and 3. Here's Hodges, and Hodges has the first down and more outside the numbers on the near side to the 40. 9 yards for that time for Hodges, and the chains will move. So 11:27 to go in the second. Bryant 14, Bentonville nothing, and the Hornets are on the move again. The band continuing to play for both sides. Moats with the snap, rolls to his right, will throw, and that's Kamari Austin with a catch, and he's down right away. Cameron Thornton Mead with the tackle at the 49, 9-yard gain, 2nd and 1.
And Bryant is moving. They're playing tempo.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Snap back to Moats. Pitches it over to Hodges again, and here's Hodges running, pinballing off of tacklers. A penalty flag has come in the backfield, and the indication from our referee is it's a hold against the Hornets.
Well, there was no polars on that play. Maybe it was a screen or outside run. But yeah, there's a flag down.
Either way, they call the hold against Bryant. So that pushes them back inside their own 40 at the 39. Bryant going right to left, heading towards the north end zone. Huge crowd of Bryant fans in the stands tonight. It has really filled in on the far side. Moats is looking for the deep ball downfield. Caleb Tucker has the catch, and he breaks away! Touchdown! Caleb Tucker caught it at the 30. Green grass in front of him. It's a score for the Hornets. We have another flag down, though. This one is coming back. It's on the far side of the field at the 41-yard line. Tommy Kraft, our referee. Here's the call from him. An eligible receiver downfield for Bryant. So 2nd and 11 has just become a lot longer, and it wipes a touchdown off the board. But, Jordan, nonetheless, it's clear Bryant's doing what they want to do.
Yeah, this is definitely a Bryant that the fans are used to seeing because it's everybody working together. Everybody is doing their thing.
So it's now 2nd and 16. They'll just try it again. Moats throws, and it is almost intercepted, incomplete. Mix up there between Billingsley and Austin on who that was intended for, and it bounced off of Mason Meyer, and really, Austin probably saved an interception.
Oh, he most definitely did. That was a hard hit. Hard hit by Austin, yeah. Most definitely saved that interception. Big tackle by Kamari Austin.
3rd down and 16 for Bryant. They have new life from their own 34. Moats taking his time, very patient. Now is still having to scramble to the near side, finding downfield, incomplete. It was Hodges through his hands, incomplete at the 40. Would have been a first down. Instead, Bryant has to punt.
Yeah, and that was Evan Mole on the coverage on Hodges. And Hodges is a running back. He can play receiver, and he did recently sign to Arkansas, so you're thinking maybe they'll use him as a receiver, running back, and well, if a team has that, that's definitely very useful.
4th down and 16 for Bryant. Grayson King is on to punt for the first time. 10:24 to go in the 2nd quarter, and it is Schmidt at his own 32 awaiting the punt. King sends it away quickly, and it is sending Schmidt backwards. He has to field it at his own 17-yard line up to the 20 and then out of bounds at the 23. One thing I have noticed already in this one about Bentonville, they're playing to the sidelines. Yeah. They don't want to take a hit. They're trying to go out of bounds when they make a catch right there. We're not seeing just a whole lot of downfield from them. They're trying to get to the sidelines, and I don't know, maybe because it's cold, maybe because they know how hard Bryant hits, but interesting strategy.
Yeah, most definitely. We haven't seen that from any team, and well, Bryant defense is definitely showing out tonight. With how much Rogers ran last week, it's probably a little breath of fresh air for Bryant.
Whew. That Regan was some kind of player. He was so fast. Fake to Ficklin, step up in the pocket. Sam Nelson drops him. Right at the line of scrimmage, no gain. Nelson with the tackle, and it's 2nd and 10.
Sam Nelson with that tackle, and Ja'Cory Smith doing a little dance celebrating. Yeah, Nelson gets around that tackle like it's absolutely no problem for him. And he's done that all season. Him and his brother are just probably some of the best edge rushers I've seen all season.
9:48 to go, 2nd quarter. Clock rolling. Bryant 14, Bentonville nothing. 1st and 10 Tigers, own 23-yard line going left to right. Defensive line shifts. Snap is back to Canode. He is hit as he throws. Prevo bobbled it. Intercepted by the Hornets.
Jones is going the other direction, and he's tackled at the 25. It bounced up to Terrion Jones. Early Christmas present for him. He has a takeaway.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you, Terrion Jones, and Ryan Horn on that pressure on that last play. Replay is on the board for me, so I can't see the replay, but yeah. Ryan Horn, just a huge hit on the quarterback. Terrion Jones, like I said, it's important to keep your eyes up. You cannot assume that the quarterback's throwing deep. You got to just look at the quarterback at all times, and Jones does a great job at that.
So now the Hornets have it, and looking for 6. Moats shovels it over to Robinson. Robinson is got to watch out here because they had him around the ankle and nowhere to go. Robinson loses 2 yards, 2nd and 12.
Chase Trumbull trying to help his brother out right there on that play.
That's a new little wrinkle for Bryant. We've not seen the option, the pitch play, very much from him this year. You do that enough that Bryant can go deep. 2nd and 12. And it's on the ground to Robinson. Looking for the outside edge, now in between the hashes. Not a lot there for Robinson. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Davis with a tackle, a little bit slow to get up there, but Connor Davis does get up, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Sophomore left tackle Xavier Freeman doing a great job of blocking for Robinson that play, getting around that edge, blocking that at the end.
41-yard field goal from here, so you need a few more yards in case you are forced into a field goal situation. It is Zachariah Curtis-Jones trying to break it outside. He's to the 20, and he is slammed out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Cameron Thornton Meade and Mason Meyer over there for Bentonville, and you got a decision to make here. It's a makeable field goal, but Bryant keeps their offense on the field on 4th and 3, 8:18 to go in the second. Clock stopped. Hornets by 2 touchdowns, 14-0. On the ground, Zachariah Curtis-Jones, and he has the first down. The chains will move. He's down after a 4-yard gain.
And great blocking by that interior offensive line, giving Zachariah Curtis-Jones some room to run, getting that hole open. Moats takes a snap.
And it is Robinson taking bodies with him. He will not go down inside the 5, dives forward to the 4 before he's finally down. How about that? From the 13 to the 4, a 9-yard pickup for Robinson.
And he had Kenny Lattin there blocking for him.
Keep Robinson in the game at running back. 2nd and 1. Snap back to Moats. Gives to Robinson. He's got a lane. Robinson to the outside. He's into the end zone. Touchdown for the Bryant Hornets. 1, 2, 3. They lead by 3 scores. And a flag down again. Bryant appears to just continue to have touchdowns wiped off the board because of the penalties. I don't know. We'll see on this one. Any indication yet?
Not yet. He's still communicating a little bit.
Bryant's backing up. Here's the call. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the offense. Take the touchdown off the board. So it's the second time we've seen that happen. Bryant will just be backed up a bit from the 19 now. Jacoby Boone is in the backfield with Moats, and they give it to Boone, and the speedster inside the 15 spins forward to the 13. 6 yards for Boone. That's a good chunk of yardage there on 2nd down, because now you've got something manageable here at 3rd down.
Yeah, I mean, his speed is just unmatched, especially once he gets in the open field. It's pretty dangerous.
3rd and 10 for the Hornets. Snap back to Moats. Will give on the ground to Hodges along the right hash. There he goes to the 5, taking a tackler with him. He's in the end zone. Now it's 1, 2, 3, and TJ Hodges has the game's 3rd touchdown. The Hornets lead 20-0.
Hodges just dragging tacklers with him. He's not the biggest guy, but he has strength that's unmatched. He's committed to Arkansas, signed this Wednesday, and Grayson King is there to kick for Bryant.
One of 7 Bryant Hornets to sign. A couple of them a little bit late in the day, but at the ceremony in the morning for 5 of the guys. Boone to hold.
And it is down. The kick is up from King. He's tripped up a little bit there, but it's all good. 7:11 to play in the second quarter, and Bryant leads 21-0. We're back in a moment. You're listening to coverage of the 7A state championship. It's all Bryant here in the first half. Bryant strikes again, 7:11 to play in the second, and they lead 21-0. Daquan Prevost and Schmidt back deep to receive, standing around the 5-yard line, and King kicking to the north end zone. A bit of a wobbly kick fielded by Prevost at the 2, and he'll take it up the right hash to the 15-20. Hit hard at the 23-yard line, make it the 22. And is it Zachariah Curtis Jones again?
Yeah.
Our lead running back, I call him lead running back. He's been around the longest. He's the guy making all the plays on special teams.
Well, last year he got all conference just for special teams. So
that's wild.
Yeah, definitely. He can really do it all. He got some great catches last week. He can run the ball, and he's a special teams unit. So he's just a all-around guy for Bryant.
Bentonville will start from their own 22-yard line. Bentonville so far, their two quarterbacks have actually gone 6 of 8. They've passed the ball pretty well for 57 yards. Not much running game so far. Here's Ficklin to the outside, 25 to the 27. And so Ficklin picks up 5 on first down, and it is 2nd and 5.
Ficklin tripped up. If he wasn't tripped up, it would have been Jayden Jones on the tackle, but it was a bunch of clutter on that last play.
Bentonville's running game so far is there's a Schmidt with a catch, and he's going to be out of bounds on the Bryant sideline, or the Bentonville sideline, at around the 29-yard line. Negative 22 rushing yards for Bentonville so far.
Last play was Daniel Wilson. Didn't really tackle him, but definitely pushed him out. So he's been doing a great job so far this game. Still early, second quarter, 6 minutes, 30 seconds left of the game.
2-yard gain a moment ago. It's 3rd down and 3 for Bentonville at their own 29, going left to right. Ball on the right hash mark. They shift from right to left, and the defensive line will move as well. Watch out. Bryant was offsides, and here comes the penalty flag. Jumping early was Terrion Jones, who was just waiting to get to the quarterback. Nobody over there where he was at, and he jumped too early. That's going to give Bentonville a first down.
Well, very unfortunate for Bryant. Just a little bit jumpy. Terrion Jones is ready to go, like you said, but just got to keep your composure. Got to stay locked in. Definitely can't jump, especially in a game like this.
Bentonville went 3 and out on their first 2 drives before putting a drive together and then stalling out because of penalties and just could not hold on to the football. Now this one is on the ground. Pratt with the carry, and Pratt running hard out past the 40 to the 42. James Pratt. Big yardage there for Pratt. That's probably the best run of the night, really, from Bentonville. Goes for 8 yards. 2nd down and 2. They fake to Pratt. Throw. Receiver makes the catch. Hit out of bounds. It was Schmidt. Conrad Schmidt makes the catch. But again, Jordan, it felt like he was looking for the sidelines.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like Schmidt was trying to make any play upfield.
Yeah, and that's
and he only picked up a yard.
Yeah, and that's what they've been doing all game. That's what we're seeing, even if it's kickoff, punt, whatever it is. They're just looking towards the sideline, trying to get just some chip yards.
3rd down and 1 for Bentonville. They're going to stack everybody in here. Cameron Thornton Meade will take the direct snap. It has worked for them so far for Bentonville when they've gone to him, and it is going to work again. He has the first down, a little bit more, out to the 47 before he's tackled. 5 yards for Thornton Meade, a first down Bentonville. 6:07 to play in the second. Bryant 21, Bentonville nothing.
Well, if you're Bentonville going against this Bryant defense, that's all kind of you really need. It's just little yards, slowly but surely getting upfield. But, well, it's really been all Bryant so far, especially this defense. Best defense in the state, arguably. But hopefully there's no argument after tonight.
5:47 to go, clock rolling, handoff to Pratt. He's running to the near side, right, wrapped up. Not much there that time because of Terrence Ellis. Ellis is able to wrap him up, make sure he goes out of bounds after only a 1-yard gain.
Bryant now subs in number 20, Jaquez Suggs on that left edge spot. Also subs in Thomas Cornelius at linebacker.
A few of the reserves getting some action here in the first half. 21-0 Hornets, nearing 5 minutes to play until halftime. And the snap is back to Canode. He will throw on the run, and it is bobbled, caught. It's a great grab by Blair Urban III and pushed out of bounds, but he has a first down. Austin on the coverage. Aaron Austin.
Great catch by the receiver, Aaron Austin. Big hit, knocking him out. And if Austin was not there, that's a touchdown for Bentonville, but definitely great job by Austin getting there, not missing a tackle, which is what Bryant's kind of been doing these past few games.
Biggest catch of the game for Blair Urban III. They're in Bryant territory at the 37, and they can keep it on the ground this time. Legs churning. Down to the 33, a 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6 as we're inside 5 to play in the second quarter. Bryant on top, 21-0. Blair Urban III had 1 catch for 5 yards before that one a moment ago. Picked up a huge chunk of yardage when Bentonville needed something. They have a little momentum now. 4:40 to go, second quarter, clock rolling.
And that was Bryant Davis and Thomas Cornelius on that tackle last play.
Canode, empty backfield. 4 wide receivers, 2 each side. They shift to tight end right. Pratt lined up from left to right. And he's in to block. Canode is throwing, and that's incomplete on the near side. Intended for Prevost, a pair of 12s hooking up with each other over there. Daquan Prevost for Bentonville and Terrion Jones on the coverage.
And your subs right now are Ryan Horn on that D-line. And Jayden Jones subbed in for those 2 D tackles. Jayden Jones on that right side. Ryan Horn on that left side.
3rd down and 6. 4-down territory here for Bentonville. You need to stop them twice to get the football back. James Pratt lined up to the left side of Canode. And Canode with time, throws incomplete, looking for Prevost again, and it's one more time. Jones on the coverage, knocking it away.
Terrion Jones already making huge plays, essential plays, you could say, for Bryant. He's been a dude, you could say, all season long. Great interceptions, great pass breakups. He can do it all, and he plays a little bit of kick return. He played that in 9th grade, did a little bit last year, and he's also a guy who plays kickoff. So Bryant definitely makes sure to have those guys on the kickoff.
4th down and 6, a stop here and plenty of time to go down and score, and I'm going to say it. You stop him here, you might have plenty of time to score twice with what we've seen out of Bryant this year. And now a timeout from Bentonville. The play clock was down to 1. We'll stay right here. Coming up at halftime, I think we're going to be joined by a couple different people. Kyle Sutherland, who covers a lot of the high school athletes in the state of Arkansas, and Rex Nelson, the voice of the Ouachita Tigers, I think might even stop by. So it's fun before the game, wasn't it, Jordan? All the people around here, and it's the same people you see every state championship event, especially here at football. You have the kind of the camaraderie of the press box. A friend of mine, Chris Babb, is spotting for the TV folks. It's Bobby Swafford and R.J. Hawk on the call down there for PBS, and Jeff Matthews, who's got a long history with Conway, is the PA voice here. And so, welcome in. And now you just got to keep coming back year after year. So can we lock you in for next year?
You can.
All right. It worked out, didn't it? It's worked out. What a year it's been. And Bryant leads 21-0 as play resumes. Evan Canode is the sophomore who has been put into a really tough spot. Cole Slepecki was hit on the opening drive, came out for the second drive, played one play. We've not seen him since. 4th down and 6. A man in motion is Jack Dunn. And Canode is looking that way. He throws. It is low, incomplete. Schmidt was the intended target. And it is the quarterback, Canode, who was a bit slow to get up. He got hit, didn't he?
Yeah, stepped on by his lineman. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, definitely.
One of his own linemen?
Yeah.
Oh, yikes. Yikes.
But pressure, I'll say this, pressure was by Jayton Jones, so that's why that did happen. But imagine that, a lineman stepping on your ankle, that's not fun.
It's not good when you've got the second-string quarterback in the game. If you're Bentonville, you need him to stay out there. Plenty of time for the Hornets. 4:13 remaining in the second. And they will be starting from their own 33-yard line going right to left. Empty backfield for Moats. He's looking to air it out this time. Steps away from some pressure, throws. Tucker, catch, wrapped up by 2. Bentonville Tigers at the 46-yard line. It was Mason Meyer on the coverage, but Tucker has a first down as he picks up 13 yards. Bryant's right back to the line of scrimmage. Jones shakes a tackler in the backfield. He is met by Connor Davis and will pick up 2 yards. Not much there that time for Zachariah Curtis Jones. It's 2nd and 8, and things will slow down for a moment.
Yeah, not much there. Well, Bentonville D-line is looking a little bit better than what they did earlier in the game. They're looking like they're starting to kind of understand Bryant's schemes.
2nd down and 8. Moats looking right, protected well. Now it breaks down on him, and he is sacked. And the football popped free, but I think Moats was already down. And it's a big sack that time from Tyler Snow.
Yeah, definitely a huge sack. Replay, I can see it here. On that right side, looks like, wow, yeah, just.
Nothing Nykel Rucker could do.
No. And that guy's over 300 pounds.
Yep.
So, yeah, definitely a big man. But
well, 2nd and 8 turned into 3rd and 18. They just made it a little bit tougher on themselves. No harm done yet. 4 wide receivers, Boone and Billingsley to the right. 2 receivers to the left. And on 3rd and 18, Moats is looking to pass. He will fire. Tucker's wide open. Need Tucker to make a move. He was hit hard right at the 50-yard line. Collision with Eli Pearson. But that gives him a fighting chance here on 4th down. Big completion. Oh, is Bryant going to punt?
Yeah, send out their punt team. Haven't really seen trick plays on punts.
I was going to say, would Bryant go for the fake?
Yeah, you never know. Maybe we'll see Grayson King throw it a little bit.
I think they might just do it, so get ready. Let's see. 4th down and 6 from midfield. And the clock is rolling, 2:12 left. Nope, King will punt it away. They're playing the field position, going to rely on their defense. And it bounces at the 5. It's down to the 2. It's into the end zone for a touchback. King just missed it from having a really good punt, but it will still net quite a bit as Bentonville's going to have the football from their own 20-yard line, as Bryant did indeed go ahead and punt the football away.
Yeah, King's punts hasn't really met the end zone just yet. It's a cold night, so that ball is probably cold as well. But yeah, I haven't really seen Grayson's kicks meet the end zone, and maybe later in the game. Maybe they're still warming up.
Bentonville has it from their own 20-yard line, going left to right. 4 down linemen for the Hornets. And the snap goes through the hands of the quarterback, Canode. He falls on it at the 9. And, Jordan, that's why you don't go for a fake. You let the other team beat themselves here when you're up by 3 scores. And it worked out because now it is 2nd and long for Bentonville. 1:40 to go. The clock is rolling. A bit surprised Bryant did not use a timeout yet, but I imagine they will after the 2nd down play. That ends up being a loss of 11. And now by the time Canode takes the snap, he's at his own 5, gives to Pratt. They stopped Pratt right away at the 10-yard line, and now a timeout from Coach Sanders and the Bryant Hornets with 1:19 remaining, as that run play picks up only 1 yard. 3rd down and 20 is upcoming for Bentonville, as it's getting a little chilly up here. Nice.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Perfect weather for football. I got some more broadcasts tomorrow, Jordan. I got a Little Rock college basketball. We got the women's game taking on UCA and the men taking on Arkansas State on ESPN Plus. So it's a fun time of year. The little crossover season of basketball and football still going, and it's nice when you're up 21-0 as well, I guess.
Yeah, most definitely. And, when this happens, you can think maybe you'll get home a little bit early.
Maybe so. Don't forget, we also have our first basketball broadcast of the season a week from tonight. Bryant hosts Benton, Saline County Showdown, and we will have that one on the air for you, both the boys and girls games. And so Maddie Calhoun and Caden Key are going to provide commentary for the girls games, and I'll be doing the play-by-play of the boys games. Luke Andrews will join me for some of those. 3rd down and 20 as play resumes. Bentonville electing to just keep the football on the ground, and Malachi McDonald is right there to take down James Pratt, and Bryant will use their second timeout with 1:17 to go, and they're going to be in pretty good shape if they can make one more stop. They'll have they did a lot more with a lot less a week ago, didn't they, Jordan?
Yeah, they most definitely did. And going back to what you said earlier about the punts, definitely a good thing they didn't fake it, which was a mistake that Rogers did, unfortunately.
Yep.
Last week was going for that throw.
And, it didn't even dawn on me right there, but that was right at the 50-yard line, just like Bryant was tonight, or Rogers was last week. And so I'm sure that crossed the mind of Coach Sanders and said, no, let's not give them any shot at getting back in this game. He did the right thing. You're up by 3 scores, pin them deep. And Bentonville is struggling to get the ball from out of their own end zone. They're going to be faced with a 4th and 20 from their own 10. And so Nix is their punter, and Cooper Nix will be standing 4 yards deep in his own end zone. And Bryant has Jacoby Boone on the plus side of the field there. He's at the Bentonville 45. Nix has got to catch it cleanly. And he does have it. Nix kicks it away. Boone has already returned one for a touchdown. Oh, it was actually Tucker back there. Tucker picks it up. It bounced away from him at the 40. They do throw the flag. And they throw a flag on Smith, I think maybe for a block in the back, but it wasn't much at all. It looked like he took his hands off quickly. Player a little banged up for Bentonville, but he's back up. Is that what they're going to call here, a block in the back?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, unfortunately we don't have a ref mic. Unfortunately,
but that hurts because,
yes.
I mean, you had them inside their at the 10, punting from their own end zone, and now Bryant's going to be somewhere around the 35 in their own territory. But they have 1:05 to go. Penalties adding up a little bit tonight for the Hornets.
Yeah.
See if we can look at those in a moment. So Bryant has it 1st down and 10 from their own 32. 1:05 to go, and they pass out to Kamari Austin. Austin with a seam to the 40, to the 45. He dropped the football. Austin falls back on it. Austin has it. I think Austin has it. No signal just yet. Yes. Well, Austin's jumped up. Doesn't have the football, but yeah, it is still Bryant football. That's a quick 19 yards right there.
Yeah. Ball looks like it was knocked out by, let's see, replay.
He may have already been down anyways. Here's
pretty
Moats, back to play, and he's looking right, not there. He's hit hard as he throws. Tucker makes the catch. Tucker cannot get away from the tackler. Wrapped up on the Bentonville sidelines at the 44-yard line. And Bryant has to use their final timeout as the clock starting to wind down. 41 seconds to go.
Tucker wrapped up by Evan Mole. He's been having a pretty good game for him so far tonight. We've been calling him out a little bit. Clock is at 41 seconds, 21-0, Bryant.
It was a 5-yard gain for Tucker. So when play resumes, it'll be 2nd and 5. If you pick up a first down, the clock will stop while they reset the chain. So that buys you 3 or 4 seconds. But you have to do it now without any timeouts. Maybe the goal here is just to try to get into field goal range, get up and clock it to at least pick up 3 yards before halftime. Remember, Bryant won the toss, deferred to the second half. So you're in a situation here where you can score maybe 3, maybe 6, and then you're going to have the football back to start the third quarter as well. So a touchdown here and a touchdown in the third would set the sportsmanship rule in effect and have the clock running in the second half, but we're still 2 scores away from that happening. 2nd and 5, play resumes. Empty backfield for Moats. He is at the Bentonville 44. Snaps back to him, protected well, tipped at the line, and he's hit hard, incomplete. Looked like he had time to throw. Rucker was standing over Cameron Thornton Meade. They got a little tangled up. A few of the Bentonville fans not happy about it. Clock stops, 36 seconds left, and it's 3rd down and 5.
And ball was tipped by number 67, the two-way player, Will Newman.
Yeah, it looked like Moats has had time. He's just not able to find receivers right now. Quick pass, up high for it, Tucker. He takes the tacklers with him inside the 25-yard line. Tucker is down to the 22, and the clock will stop for just a minute with 31 seconds left. And Moats will clock it, waste it down there, but that's not important right now. The time is what matters, 27 seconds to go.
Well, it seems like any catch Tucker can make.
Yeah, Tucker makes them all, doesn't he?
Yes, most definitely.
Bryant has it. 2nd down and 10, just outside the red zone at the 22-yard line. 4 down linemen for Bentonville. They're bringing some pressure. And snap is back to Moats. Fakes to Zachariah Curtis-Jones. Dancing around a bit. Throws. Incomplete. Off the hands of Boone in between the hash marks. And now it's 3rd down and 10. 21 seconds left.
Boone covered by Aiden McCarthy on last play. Definitely a hard catch to make. I mean, that's pretty low to the ground.
Grayson King is warming up on the sidelines. Bryant needs 10 yards so they don't put themselves in a 4th and long situation. Moats with the snap, rolling to his right. Will throw on the run into double coverage to Kamari Austin, and there's a flag. They're going to call pass interference. Double coverage there. The signal has been given. Bryant catches a break. They're going to have a first down. Wow. A few of the Bentonville players throwing their hands up. There was a discussion with the referee. And the call pass interference.
Big time flag. Definitely helps Bryant a lot right here. And Bryant seems to not put in Colin Robinson, which is what we've seen quite a bit.
17 seconds left. You could run it here, but it would be very, very risky. It's going to be passing, and they're going to be passing to the end zone. From the 11-yard line, actually. They can pick up another first down if they need to. Here's Moats. He throws. He's looking, and it is incomplete to Austin. He dropped it. Austin had a touchdown and could not hold on.
Mason Meyer on that coverage.
Bounced off of him.
Yeah, definitely.
It's one you want back.
Yes, most definitely.
Moats has been on target tonight. And a few drops, a few penalties have called some plays back. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Moats straight across the middle will throw into traffic again. That's through the hands of Moats. Off of his hands, incomplete. And now it is 3rd down and 10, and you have 8 seconds left. You have time for one more play, and if it's incomplete, you could kick a field goal. They bring T.J. Hodges back into the game. Austin, Tucker, and Boone lined up on the right side. Bryant has 15 on the play clock. They kind of need to hurry here, and they're ready to go. 3rd down and 10 from the 11-yard line, trying to go up by 4 scores before halftime. Play clock is down to 4, down to 3 with 2. Snap is back to Moats. Throws incomplete. Nowhere close to Tucker. You have 4 seconds left, and they'll send the field goal team on.
Bryant already having to settle for a field goal, and lots of missed throws, but you could say tough throws. Most definitely Bentonville covering those receivers pretty well.
So this will be a 28-yard attempt with Billingsley snapping, Boone holding, and we have a flag. Did Bryant move? False start against the Hornets.
It was on that right side of the kickoff or the field goal unit. So, yeah, Bentonville definitely pointed fingers very quickly. They definitely knew what happened.
That turns a 28-yard attempt into a 33-yard. Actually, they're going to spot it at the 24. So call it a 34-yard field goal attempt. 34-yard field goal attempt. The hold is down. The kick is up, and it is no good. Missed it right. Bryant does not score going into halftime.
Score stays 21-0. Missed field goal. And, well, going to halftime, we know Bryant is known for being a second-half team, so if they just keep this up, it'll be another state championship for them. But Bentonville is definitely looking to come out on fire. And, well, you got to think they do not want to stay at 0 the whole game.
We'll take just a quick break here. We're going to come back with a couple of halftime interviews, and then we'll look over the first half stats and go through the play-by-play of the first half. It is Bryant 21, Bentonville nothing. You're listening to coverage of the 7A state championships on Hornet Media Productions. Welcome back at halftime at War Memorial Stadium, 21-0. Our score, all Bryant in the first half, but they left some points there at the end of the half by missing a field goal. Could have been 24, maybe even 28. Joined now by Kyle Sutherland, and he covers high school football all across the state of Arkansas. I guess we were just together a few weeks ago down in Arkadelphia for the big sports media day for high school students, and that's the second time this year you've been on our broadcast now, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I guess week one, the Newton game.
Yeah, you were there week one, and of course you're on the Pulaski Academy broadcast, so just to let everybody know a little bit about Kyle. And before we get into all the things you covered this week, first half, what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, this is pretty much the dominant Bryant team that we are used to seeing. I know last week, Coach Sanders talked about it. You heard just about everybody say the weapon that Jeff Regan was, and he is tough for the game plan no matter what kind of defense or what kind of team you have. But just straight domination tonight by the Hornets. I know that, of course, you lost Lepecki, Bentonville did at the very beginning, but I don't really think it matters who's playing quarterback with the way this defense is playing right now.
So I know it's a busy week for you covering high school football and signing week. Tell us where we can find some of your work, and I know you just wrote a big article about a couple of the Hornets.
Yeah, that's right, hogbeat.com. It's actually part of the On3 Rivals network. Where On3 bought Rivals earlier this year, back around the beginning of the summer, and that's what we do. Signing day, of course, all football, basketball, do a lot of baseball as well. well. And as you said, I was there when Ja'Cory and TJ and all the other guys signed to play at the next level. And so really big get there, not just to get Ja'Cory and TJ to the Hogs, but also the other flips that they got around the state.
I'm going to ask you one of the same questions that I asked Coach Sanders, because we ended the 2024 season on this field with Coach Sanders essentially making a proclamation on statewide television on Arkansas PBS that his guys weren't getting enough big-name recognition. And I said, do you feel like now you've accomplished what you were trying to accomplish? And he actually turned it back and said he really meant that more statewide.
Right.
That more schools should be recruiting across our entire state. Did you see any increase or uptick in that this year? I know you just mentioned the guys going to Arkansas.
Well, and I don't know that I've ever seen a day to where you got that many, especially, Coach Silverfield comes in 24 hours later, then you get 4 flips in one day. That's just something crazy. And so I think really more than anything, it's about this new staff really just kind of what's the word I'm looking for? I know there were some coaches that, around the state that were not too happy about with the fact that, their guys weren't recruited by the previous staff. So really that's just kind of more about just getting these relationships from around the state. And I think that these coaches have done that so far, at least the coach that we have right now. He hasn't filled out the staff, but so far just done a phenomenal job at making sure of that.
So the lower classifications playing before they get here next week for the state championships. And so then after that, what does it look like for you? What do you cover after that?
Man, it's straight in. We're doing a lot of basketball, of
course. Now, busy time.
Right, yeah, it's a crazy time. It's always busy when you have those overlapping sports. So right now it's football to basketball, and so we are full tilt boogie, as they would say, as into basketball season. Of course, covered the Louisville win for the Razorbacks the other night, and we've got all kinds of stuff on our site.
Yep. Okay, just one more time. Where can we find your work? Because I know Bryant people want to go read that.
Yeah, so hogbeat.com. It's HAWGBEAT. And then, like I said, we've got all kinds of stuff on there about signing day, all kinds of different stories about Coach Silverfield and his hiring, and we'll have that all year round.
All right, well, we're just going to pass the headset off. Everybody's coming in here. The important folks have come into the radio booth, and we're just going to pass the headset along to the great Rex Nelson and the longtime voice of the Ouachita Tigers.
Man after my own heart, got the window open on a cold night. I love it, Michael.
Rex, just look down the way here. I think I'm the only one with the window open.
That's the only way to do it, as you know. You know how I feel about that. Yeah.
No other way to do it. I will say, I did not open the window until 6 o'clock. You
gotcha.
would have had it open about 4 or whatever time you arrived.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we ended the season just a couple of weeks ago for Ouachita, and you had told me you got to get the team to War Memorial
so I can see you again.
See you one more time.
Yeah, exactly.
Rex Nelson of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, of Ouachita Athletics, Ouachita Football Network, and so many other things. You don't need much more of an introduction. Everybody knows you. But, Rex, you take in all the games here at War Memorial.
Michael, and thank you. You're usually, with Brian having been number one for seems like the last 100 weeks of high school football in Arkansas.
It's been a while.
I usually try to make you my first caller on our statewide scoreboard show. The great thing about hosting that show for 13 consecutive weeks, and Richard Atkinson, who does it with me, is here in the booth also right now, is that we get to keep up with the sport. We know every classification and all, but I'm in a studio every Friday night.
Right.
I don't actually get to see games, and so I have made it a long tradition, as you know, to come to all 6 if I can make it. State championship games. This is my second one today. I plan to be at 2 tomorrow and 2 next Saturday.
Wow.
So hopefully we'll be able to hit all of them. My wife knows not to schedule anything the first 2 weekends of December.
Well, yeah, rightfully so. And, of course, we got the great War Memorial Stadium here. And what a crowd we've got tonight for this
wonderful
7A
crowd.
game.
Wonderful crowd. I'm going to date myself here, Michael. You may have seen I posted to social media earlier today, but I was coming into the stadium this morning for the afternoon game, and it hit me. My first state championship game here would have been as a boy, but it was Stuttgart against Arkadelphia in 1970.
Wow.
So it hit me. I have been attending state championship high school games in this stadium now for 55 years.
Wow. Now, that actually leads me to
a lot of different games I've seen.
Yep, to my next question, which was going to segue in. I was going to ask, in recent years, what have you seen on the media side of things to expand the coverage of high school football here in Arkansas? It's a little different. We call this audio only now, not radio.
Yeah. Well, I had that discussion. That's interesting. During the afternoon game, I sat with Leland Barclay, who, as you know, is the stat guru for high school football. Leland is like me. He's no newspaper man. but we have both adjusted and we both agreed. There are fewer newspapers than there used to be. But the guests you had before, all of these new online sites and so forth, I think it's great. I'm one of those, the more coverage, the better, because we do it for the kids. We want to publicize the players that are playing. Those of us who love the sport of high school football want to publicize the sport. So, I'm fine if there's 20 online sites out here covering the game.
Yeah.
The more the better to me.
Yeah, we look down here. There's press everywhere.
Oh, yeah, to reach new audience. Yeah.
And the players are so used to all the coverage. Rex, I think some of them were doing interviews before the game. Right before the game. It's just common for them now.
Absolutely. Times have definitely changed. But, man, I was thinking, Michael, and this is not to pat myself on the back, but I was talking about my relationship with this stadium. So I have played on this field as a high school player. I've sat in the stands, of course. I have broadcast games on the radio from this press box. I have done the television.
Wow.
I have done PA here at games for the stadium. I have done inbox PA for Razorback spring games here. I was thinking, wonder if anybody else has done as many things in this stadium, different things as I have done.
Probably not.
Yeah.
And been on Hornet Media Productions twice.
There we go.
That's impressive. That is impressive.
Yeah. Been the post-game guest for the football doctor, Dr. Jeff Root, in this booth after 3 Arkadelphia state championships. But, and I have called Washita games from here. We played a couple of games for a couple of years at War Memorial Stadium. And so just going back, before PBS was doing it, there was an online telecast, and I did games for them for a couple of years.
Okay,
so,
wow. I learned something new tonight.
Yeah, a little bit everything, yeah.
All right, well, Rex Nelson, appreciate you being on with us. We're going to take
Bryant's
a little
being
break
Bryant.
here.
You've had a very good first half, a shutout. We'll see if we can keep the 0 on that side of the scoreboard.
All right, Bryant 21, Bentonville nothing. We're going to come back in a minute, give you the first half stats. It'll be ready for the second half kickoff in just a moment. Welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. It's 21-0. Bryant leading Bentonville. Let's look over the stats from the first half. And Bryant absolutely dominating in the first half for Bentonville. They had only 10 rushing yards, 102 through the air. 102 rushing yards, 191 through the air, 35 plays, 293 yards of offense in the first half for Bentonville. And they had 7 penalties for 55 yards, held the ball for 10 minutes and 54 seconds in the first half, 2 of 7 on third downs, 2 of 2 on fourth downs. And, that's Bryant's numbers I was giving you. I knew that did not sound right, but they're both listed as BHS. 3 of 4 on red zone scores. This makes a little more sense. For Bentonville, they had 18 rushing attempts for negative 20 yards in the first half, 80 passing yards for a total of only 60 yards in the first half. And Bentonville had the ball for 13 minutes and 6 seconds. They were 4 of 9 on third downs. Individually for Bryant, T.J. Hodges, 2 carries, 70 yards and a touchdown. Colin Robinson, 4 carries for 23 yards. Zachariah Curtis-Jones, 5 carries for 12 yards. Moats through the air, 13 of 20, no interceptions and 1 touchdown, 191 yards. He was sacked 1 time. Tucker has 5 catches for 113 yards. And Kamari Austin, 2 for 28. Zachariah Curtis-Jones, 2 for 17. T.J. Hodges, 2 for 16. And it was Jacoby Boone with a 53-yard punt return for a touchdown. For Bentonville, Cameron Thornton-Mead, 3 rushing attempts for 8 yards. James Pratt, 5 for 7. And Cole Slepecki, who started the game, went 2 for 3 for 7 yards. He was injured on the opening drive of the game for the Bentonville Tigers. His replacement, Evan Canode, 7 of 12, 73 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Conrad Schmidt, 5 catches, 29 yards. Daquan Prevost, 2 catches for 31. Blair Irvin III, 2 for 20 yards. And it is Cameron Thornton-Mead leading the team with tackles with 6. Evan Mole has 6. For Bryant, Day Wilson, Ja'Cory Smith, and Kavion Smith, all with 4. The scoring in the first half at the 8:18 mark of the first quarter was Keenan Latin, an 18-yard touchdown catch from Jeremiah Moats. And the extra point was good. A 7-play drive, 62 yards, took 2:31 off the clock. That made it Bryant 7, Bentonville nothing. Then Jacoby Boone, a 54-yard punt return for a touchdown at the 6:56 mark of the first, made it 14-0. And then T.J. Hodges, a 13-yard touchdown run with 7:11 to go in the second. Grayson King's extra point was good, ending a 7-play, 24-yard drive that took 1:39 off the clock. Bryant missed a field goal at the end of the first half, and our halftime score is Bryant 21, Bentonville nothing. We'll take one more quick break. We appreciate you staying with us tonight as we still have about a minute left on the clock, and they'll add another 3 minutes when the teams come out of the tunnel for some warm-up time. They're showing some of the highlights on the video board inside the stadium, and the Bryant kickers have made their way back out, taking field goal practice from about the 30-yard line, 40-yard attempts right now. Doesn't appear that's going to be needed in the second half, but you never know. Bryant will start with the football when we come back. It's 21-0. Bryant leads Bentonville at halftime. We're ready for the start of the second half. It is Bryant 21, Bentonville nothing. Thanks for being with us. Michael Westbrook and Jordan Morales as we get the third quarter started. Bentonville will be kicking. And it is Gio Puega kicking off, fielded by Bryant and TJ Hodges at the 10, up to the 20. Right hash mark 30, spins and hit hard, dropped at the 31-yard line. Good return for TJ Hodges, and the Hornets have the football up by 3 touchdowns. They were not able to get anything on the board before halftime, a missed field goal. And they'll try to add a touchdown here on this drive. Colin Robinson is in the backfield with Moats. They give to Robinson. Robinson to the near side, needing a little bit of a seam, finds it up to the 40, lowers his shoulder with a big hit, and Robinson's to the 42, an 11-yard pickup for a first down.
Well, definitely a quick start for Robinson. Huge hit. Takes it, the snap back, handoff. He runs upfield, huge hit.
Right back to Robinson. In between the hash marks, bounces to the outside. 45, hits the midfield. Tackled from behind. He's into Bentonville territory at the 47-yard line. And it's Mason Meyer who makes the tackle for Bentonville. The senior, we've called his name a lot tonight, but it's a first down for the Hornets. They move the chains to start their drive in the third. 11:15 to go, leading 21-0. Moats empty backfield, 3 receivers right side, 2 to the left. They send Zachariah Curtis-Jones in motion, give it to him, and he's got a lane to run through to the 40, and then brought down by Meyer again at the 35. 12 yards for ZKJ and another first down.
And Jones did have a blocker. That was that left tackle, Xavier Freeman, upfield.
Holes are opening up here for the Hornets to run through. They pitch it to Zachariah Curtis-Jones again. 2 flags have come in. The first one was down, I think, a hold, and they're going to probably call a horse collar tackle, as I don't know if maybe they got him by his hair, but if he got his hand inside the jersey, that's going to be a foul. There's the first one, holding against Bryant. Oh, they picked it up on the other one, so they're both calling the hold, I guess.
Yeah, hold's definitely on that right side offensive line. You were thinking maybe a horse collar, but looks like he just got grabbed by his hair.
Wes Moore came over here at halftime. He's on the 103.7 The Buzz broadcast, was talking to us about Moats, and there he goes, throws an interception. Picked up at the 40, down to the 30, to the 20. Football comes loose. Moats might actually be the one to fall on it. They're going to wait and see. I think our head referee, Tommy Kraft, is saying the player was already down. Right now, there's one indication that it's Bentonville ball. There's another indication that Moats recovered it at the 11, and the 2 officials are going to have to talk it over.
My goodness.
There's also a player down for Bentonville. Coming up with the interception for Bentonville was Eli Pearson. And then the football popped free. Moats fell on it on the far side near the boundary. Pearson with the interception and run back fumbled the football. It went out of bounds according to our referee, and it will be Bentonville football inside the red zone, striking distance to make it a game again. But we still have a player down for Bentonville. That's the first interception of the season for Jeremiah Moats.
Yeah, that's just a simple misread. That's and a textbook interception by Pearson, just keeping his eyes upfield and looking at the quarterback. But yeah, that's just a textbook interception. I mean, that's a misread. He thought Austin was open. He wasn't, and, well, Pearson was there.
Well, just about to say that Wes Moore had come over at halftime to ask if this is the best Moats has looked, and I said in the last several weeks he's been impressive. But through the interception there, Moats 17 touchdowns, no interceptions until a moment ago.
And they are getting the injured player off the field for Bentonville, which was Eli Pearson, the man that made the interception. Hold everything. This one's a long way from over. 10:33 to play in the third. Bentonville with new life. They have first down and 10 inside the red zone at the 18-yard line, going right to left, heading towards the north end zone. 3 receivers left and 1 to the right with the ball on the right hash mark. Pratt's the running back in the backfield. Canode, the backup quarterback in the game. They send Blair Irvin III in motion. They throw to Irvin, and it's incomplete. Nowhere close, and he's frustrated. Hands on his hips, looking back to the sidelines. It's 2nd and 10.
Evan Canode took that snap, rolled to his left. Did have an open receiver, missed that throw, which is, well, that probably would have been a very crucial throw. Yeah, rolled out to his left, saw receiver. That was number 8, Conrad Schmitz.
Watch out for DeQuan Prevost, lined up in the slot left. He's guarded by Jones. They've been trying to go to Prevost a lot tonight. 2nd down and 10 from the 18. Cano takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws high, incomplete. And there's a flag that's come in. The ball bounced off of Prevost, and they're going to call pass interference. No way. I mean, the ball had already bounced off of Prevost by the time the contact occurred, which makes it a live football and anybody can go get it. Waiting to see a replay here. I think they got that one wrong. Here it is. We're looking at it on the video board inside the stadium. They even slowed it down because that's what's airing on the PBS broadcast. That tells you they wanted to check it.
Yeah.
That slow motion, of course, Jones didn't help himself in. He's standing over the offensive player, and they're going to call unsportsmanlike conduct as well. Pass interference is the first penalty. They took a long discussion for the second penalty. It's the right call. He stood over the offensive player, and you just can't do that. Unsportsmanlike conduct, and all of a sudden Bentonville has it 1st and goal from just inside the 5-yard line. I still don't think it was a very good call.
Me neither.
On the first one, but it doesn't matter because of the unsportsmanlike afterwards. And they're going to shift from right to left. It's Cameron Thornton-Meade, direct snap to him, and he tries to bounce to the outside. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Bentonville Tigers. Cameron Thornton-Meade runs it in from 4 yards out, and this game's on again. 10:19 to play in the third, a 2-score game.
Evan Canode took that snap right through the middle, and a missed hit on Bryant defense.
Here comes the extra point. And it is up, and it is good. Kylie Saley with the extra point, the female kicker out on the field for the Bentonville Tigers. That's pretty cool. Had to check my number down there.
Yeah, the only female in 7A football.
Wow. So 10:19 remaining in the third, and the script has been flipped. You felt like Bentonville wasn't done yet, Jordan. They found the end zone.
Yeah, I did. I was saying that, and because, well, when Bentonville gets leverage, that's when the game turns around, and Bryant just has to keep their composure, just be poised, and, well, just you're hoping maybe Boone can run it all the way back. He did it before earlier in the game, but.
And that's a good point, Jordan.
Yeah.
There's only been 2 offensive touchdowns from Bryant. One of those came on a punt return for a touchdown. And so it's a 2-score game, 21-7. Short kick. It'll be fielded by Jones at the 29. Terrion Jones looking for a lane to the outside, and he'll go to the boundary on the far side of the field. Pushed that direction by Aiden McCarthy, the junior for the Tigers. And so it is Bryant football at their own 40-yard line. They will have good starting field position for their second drive of the third quarter. 10-12 to play in the third,
21-7 our score. Bryant leads.
Bryant has Moat still starting quarterback. They have Hodges right side of him.
And two receivers to the right side. They do give on the ground, and Bentonville has come to life. They stop him in a hurry. It's a 2-yard loss. 2nd and 12 upcoming for Bryant.
That's Connor Davis on that stop. And yeah, Bentonville definitely looking a bit better, looking more comfortable, going more and more into this quarter.
They've come out of the locker room and seized the momentum here in the third quarter. 9:45 to go, clock rolling. Bryant still leads by 2. They can take the momentum back with a score. Austin in motion, right to left. Another handoff on the ground. Hodges having to redirect from right to left. Breaks a tackle in the backfield. Not much for TJ Hodges up to the 42-yard line. 4 yards on the ground for TJ Hodges, and the Hornets are faced with a massive third down. 3rd down and 8 upcoming.
Yeah, number 67 for Bentonville, Will Newman, the two-way player that we've been talking about. He plays O-line, D-line on that stop.
And it looked like he might have been a little bit shaken up. He goes off the field. Bryant bunches them in on the left hash mark on 4th and about 8.5, maybe even 9. Moats with the snap. They run it on 4th and 9, 3rd and 9, and it goes nowhere. 3-yard pickup. Bryant's going to have to punt the football on 4th and long.
2 times so far this half that Bryant's had to put the ball off. Very unfortunate. It was such a great start early this game. Bryant looking like they're just slowing down.
Conrad Schmidt back deep to receive. He's standing at his 15-yard line. King needs to get away the punt of a lifetime here. Line of scrimmage, the 44-yard line, and it was nearly blocked. It's a low kick. It's going to bounce once into the hands of Schmidt. No return there. Bryant Davis drives him backwards. It's Davis wrapping him up right away and taking down Conrad Schmidt at the 18-yard line. And so it is a 38-yard punt for Grayson King. And we've got a media timeout with 8:05 to play in the third, and we'll step away for just a second because all of a sudden we got a game again. Bryant 21, Bentonville 7. We're back in a moment. .805 to play in the third quarter. It is Bryant 21, Bentonville 7. Bryant's offense stalling out a little bit here in this third quarter, and Bentonville able to find the end zone after a Moats interception picked up by Pearson a few plays later. It was a touchdown for the Tigers, and after the punt, Bentonville has the football 1st and 10. They actually spotted him up at the 20. Thought he might have been down a little bit before that. But regardless, Bentonville has the football back, and they're trying to make it a one-score game. Going right to left. A bit of a high snap there. They pull it down, handoff on the ground to Pratt, and he is down at the 24-yard line.
Corey Smith on that contact. Looks like he was joined by Ryan Horn as well. And well, Bentonville is looking looking pretty good right now. And we were saying how Bryant was looking comfortable. Can't get too comfortable.
That's right. Here's Chris Ficklin in the game at running back now. We've not seen a whole lot of Ficklin in this one. They will fake it to Ficklin. Wow. Canode lit up in the backfield by Malachi McDonald, and the pass falls incomplete. It's third down. Canode just had his bell rung.
Yeah. Just
wow.
Shaken up. You can tell.
I mean, even the offensive line was huddled around him just to give him a second.
Yeah,
man alive. That was a hard hit by Malachi McDonald.
Yeah. Canode still holding his head a little bit.
They're going to let him continue on. It's 3rd down and 6. Big play. Bryant could get the football right back if they can make a stop. And Canode will have to pass. He throws low. Incomplete. It bounced off the turf. Jones thought he had an interception, but that's the right call. And either way, it's now 4th down, and Bentonville's drive ends abruptly, and they're going to have to punt it back.
Yeah, now, if you're not here, I'll definitely just tell you this. Bryant defense is looking good. Yeah, Terron Jones just barely missed that interception, hit the ground. Ball hit the ground.
Ooh.
And, yeah, that was the right call. Bentonville's punt team is out.
And Bryant is going to send 2 back to receive, Jacoby Boone and Caleb Tucker. 4th down and 6, and the snap's back to the punter. Sends away a high kick, fielded by Tucker at the 41. Far side will run to the near side. Boone to block for him. You've got flags everywhere. Tucker's still going. Tucker's to the 20s, to the 15. He's to the 10. It doesn't appear to matter. I think it's all coming back. Well, you got 1, 2, 3. The yellow flags were flying. It looked like dead canaries hitting the turf out there, just one after another.
Yeah, looks like could be blocking the back by Matthew Ferguson, unfortunately. He was holding his hand up, trying to make sure that he didn't get that call, but looks like he did. Yeah, 3 flags down the field. Bryant offense getting ready to go. Moat's still starting quarterback.
Bryant's been penalized a lot in this game.
Yeah, and they have been doing better at that. But
Bentonville fans, a lot of them below us standing the whole night in the cold. We started the game 36 degrees. It was only supposed to drop by a degree or so. Shout out to Mr. Hightower watching tonight. He says on the replay that Jones actually got that ball. So, can't go back on it now. Handoff is to Robinson. He's breaking tackles. He lost the football. Robinson has lost the football, and Bentonville has picked it up. It's Aiden McCarthy with the fumble recovery. Bryant cannot catch a break in this 3rd quarter.
Replay shows Robinson taking that snap, going to his right. Pulled his jersey. Ball is loose. And ball is picked up immediately, almost immediately.
Yeah, it was McCarthy just ripped it out of his arms. So McCarthy will technically get credit for a fumble recovery, although that never even hit the turf. He took it right out of the arm of Colin Robinson. And this is getting interesting. 1st and 10 for Bentonville from the 41, and they elect to keep it on the ground. This time Bryant's defense stands up, no gain. It's 2nd and 10.
Tackle made by Ryan Horn. Contact assist by Sam Nelson, that left side D-end. His brother is also in with him, so they have a starting D-line. Matthew Nelson, Malachi McDonald, Ryan Horn, and Sam Nelson.
James Pratt in the game at running back, and he's taking a long look to the sidelines along with receiver Jack Dunn. Watch out for Jack Dunn, a name we called a lot last season in the state championship game. We've not called his name much here tonight. He goes in motion from left to right. They're looking for him. Canode under pressure. Nelson gets to him. The football has come loose. Bryant is trying to pick it up, and the Hornets have fallen on the football.
Nelson is the one that applies the hit, pops the football free, and he ends up with it. And there is the big Bryant turnover they needed. They now have the football at the Bentonville 31-yard line.
Replay shows Sam Nelson getting that backfield extremely quickly, joined by his brother. It's bobbled by Sam Nelson. Matthew Nelson gets the ball back. And now Bryant offense is out.
You wonder if the cold is starting to get to these teams a little bit. Nelson forces the fumble and recovers it himself. Now Bryant has it first down and 10 from the Bentonville 31-yard line. With all of what has happened here, still a chance to go up by 3 scores. The running game having a hard time out there right now. No gain for Zachariah Curtis-Jones, and it's 2nd and 10.
And they do have Billingsley blocking. Looks like he'll be lined up as receiver next to Kamari Austin.
How about a pass to Billingsley?
Yeah. Haven't
seen that yet. On the ground again. Bryant trying to establish the running game in the third quarter to the 29 for Zachariah Curtis-Jones. Only 2 yards before he's tripped up. Bentonville will sub in a couple of new linebackers, and it's 3rd down and 8. Bryant needs a first down.
And that tackle was made by Aiden McCarthy.
5:16 to go, third quarter. Bryant 21, Bentonville 7. 3rd down and 8 for the Hornets at the Bentonville 29. Snap is back to Moats. Play action, throws. Austin is open. He makes the catch, and the turf monster takes him down. He tripped himself at the 4-yard line. He had a walk-in touchdown, but he fell down. It is still, however, a first down, and it's now 1st and goal. And Bryant is going quickly. They keep it on the ground. It is Hodges. He runs right into the Bentonville wall. No gain. 2nd and goal from the 4.
Stop made by number 2, Camarian Thornton Mead. Also, Aiden McCarthy again. Yeah, just about everybody was there on Bentonville's side.
Clock rolling, 4:34 to go, third quarter. 21-7, Bryant leads Bentonville. 2 running back options for Moats this time. And he hands off on the ground to Zachariah Curtis-Jones, pushing to the 3, and that's it. 1 yard for Zachariah Curtis-Jones as the Bentonville Tigers make another stop. Braxton Rubert at the bottom of the pile there. It's now 3rd and goal from the 3. Bryant cannot let this opportunity go by without points. ZKJ to the right, Hodges to the left of Moats. 3rd and goal from the 3, and they give on the ground again, and still no touchdown. Only 1 more yard this time for Hodges, and Bryant has a 4th and goal from the 3.
Junior Garrett Wolf on that stop. Looks like Hodges ran into Curtis-Jones when he took that handoff. Now they'll sub in Jacoby Boone. He'll be lined up at receiver.
Caleb Tucker to the far side left. It's Zachariah Curtis-Jones in the backfield with Moats. On the ground again. Zachariah Curtis-Jones is tripped up. What in the world? 4 straight stops for the Bentonville Tigers. They hold, and Bryant comes up empty.
And Bryant did not once put in Robinson, which is what we've seen just about all season, and surprised it didn't get him in that drive. And yeah, Bentonville making stops where they need to, looking kind of like Bryant does, getting stops in the red zone, and well, that's definitely what they need to do against this amazing Bryant run game.
You have to call on your defense here to make a big play, maybe even a safety for 2 points. Cannot let Bentonville get down the field with any sort of momentum. 3:13 to go in the third. Bryant 21, Bentonville 7, and the Tigers pinned back in their own territory. Their quarterback is going to be Cameron Thornton Mead on the direct snap in his own end zone. Takes the snap. He's hit. Leans forward for a couple of extra yards. That's a pretty good run on first down to get out of the end zone, out past the 5. Day Wilson with the tackle. He's down at the 8-yard line, a 5-yard gain. It's 2nd and 5.
Kavion Smith with the assist on that last play, making contact, helping out Day Wilson.
Cameron Thornton-Meade again takes the snap. He's got another 5 yards, and that's a first down. 2 plays, and they're out to the 14-yard line.
Bryant seems to be struggling a little bit, stopping this run game that Bentonville has going for them. And definitely looking like they're slowing down a little bit. They do not have their starting D-line, their normal starting D-line. They have Sam Nelson and Matthew Nelson. Those D tackles are Jayden Jones and Guy Nix.
Clock rolling, 2:25 to go in the third. Only points of the third quarter, a Bentonville touchdown. They're trying to make it a one-score game. They're sticking with Cameron Thornton-Meade in this Wildcat formation. And it's a high snap, and it goes through his hands. He picks it up. He's in a lot of trouble. He is hit at the 1 into the end zone. They're going to give him forward progress to the 1. No safety. There is a flag down. All sorts of pressure there on Cameron Thornton-Meade at the 1-yard line, and a lot relies on this penalty here. The Bentonville players are pointing as if it's on Bryant. They have not shown any sort of replay inside the stadium here as 3 of our officials are huddled up around the flag on the far side of the field at the 1. We're getting a look at it now. And it was Day-Day Wilson first applying the contact, and Ja'Cory Smith with the hard hit. They called it on Bryant.
Yeah, Bentonville just
I didn't hear what they called, though.
Me neither. Yeah, Bentonville just slowly moving upfield.
Wow, 15-yard penalty. Wow. Bryant continues to be penalized in this game. And where it looked as if Bentonville might have the ball at their own 1-yard line, instead they have it 1st and 10 out at their own 29. 1:55 to go in the third, clock running. They're sticking with Cameron Thornton-Meade out of this Wildcat, and you know he's just going to run it every time. And this time Bryant stands him up. Well, now it's just like the game last week, Jordan. Here comes another flag. Watch out. Oh, no. Well, somebody was talking in the huddle, or a late hit. And 1:37 to go in the third quarter. Didn't see anybody call a timeout.
No.
The officials are still talking. Ja'Cory Smith has been taken out of the game on this play. That time they called it against Bentonville. Well, even in the stadium here, you cannot hear the referee clearly because of the bands that are playing. Even over the PA system, when he makes the call, it's hard to really tell what he's saying. But now it's against Bentonville, and they go back the other way. 1 step forward, 2 steps backwards for the Tigers.
Yep,
and they have 2nd and 25.
Back and forth.
90 seconds to go in the third quarter. A whole lot of nothing as of late here. Pass out into the right flats, and that's caught over across the 20-yard line and then out of bounds. Catch made by Jack Dunn. Talked about him a moment ago. And he's out of bounds at the 23. Bryant Davis with the tackle that time. It's now 3rd and long. They give him 9 on the play. 3rd and 16 upcoming.
Bentonville taking their time, not really just taking so much time.
Well, it's a great offense when you're leading, when you can do that. But when you're trailing by 2 touchdowns, they are taking quite a bit of time. Man in motion from left to right. That's done. Here comes pressure. There's a sack. It's Matthew Nelson again, back inside the 20. And he's all the way down to the 17, and Bentonville will have to punt.
Nelson gets around that offensive tackle. He brings the offensive tackle with him, gets the sack. His brother was there with him. And now they bring out their punt team.
So after all of that, Bryant is likely about to have the football back. Punter is standing inside his own 5. It ends up being 4th and 22. And the punt goes off the side of his foot,
past the student section and up into the crowd. Oh my goodness, look where they're going to mark it. The line judge is still moving. He marks it at the 23. That's a 6-yard punt. Not 7, 6.
Yeah, 6.
And so now here's Bryant. You got to do something. You got stopped 4 times on 1st and goal. The bad punt. And who's our running back is my question. It's going to be Zachariah Curtis-Jones again.
Yep.
37 seconds until halftime. Bryant football. Once again, on the ground again. They're doing everything they can to try to get the running game going. And Bryant will not have to run another play if they don't want to. I think we're just about ready to start the 4th. Let's see what Bryant does. 18 seconds, clock rolling. Moats will look over to the sidelines. They are going to run one more play. 10 seconds. 2nd and 8. It's back to Moats. He hands off on the ground again. Another running play. And all bottled up, but that is the end of the quarter. And so it'll be Bryant football at the other end of the field on 3rd down when we start the 4th quarter. Bryant leads after 3 against Bentonville, 21-7. We're back in a moment for the 4th. Welcome back. Thanks for being with us. It's the start of the 4th quarter. And Bryant has it up 21-7. 3rd down and 9 from the Bentonville 22-yard line. And it is Moats set to pass. Escapes one tackler in the backfield. Moats will take off and run it. And he runs over one of the defensive backs for Bentonville, but out of bounds at the 20-yard line, and so it's only about a pickup of 2. And you're faced with a 4th down situation here where you missed from about this point on the field earlier. And I think Bryant will leave their offense on. How about this? 4th and 7. Colin Robinson is in the game. 3 receivers left. Nobody to the right. Snap is back to Moats. He's looking, throwing towards the end zone, into double coverage, and it is incomplete to Caleb Tucker, and there is no flag. Into double coverage, a lot of contact.
Moats threw the ball. Looks like it did get in his hands.
Wow.
Just knocked out.
Yeah. And so Bryant comes up empty again. Another turnover on downs. Bentonville has the football. And we have a long way to go, 11:48
to play in the fourth quarter. Bentonville's offense back out on the field. Backup quarterback Evan Canode came into the game in the first quarter, and he's joined by Chris Ficklin, the starting running back. He's on his right side. Two receivers to the right. They've got a slot man on the right as well. Snap is back to Canode, rolling from his 10 and throwing to the near side. Knocked down. Day Wilson knocks it down. Almost had an interception. We have a flag that has come. Oh, and they're going to call pass interference against Bryant.
Well, Bryant was cleaning up their flag problem the past few games that we've been seeing, and well, flags are coming back this game in the most important game that they've played all season, the state championship, the 7A state championship, and the flags are coming back, and most of these have been on Bryant.
It sure seems like it. Let's see, at the end of three quarters, Bryant had been penalized 12 times for 104 yards, Jordan. Only 4 penalties on Bentonville for 40 yards. Bryant, 369 yards of total offense and still only 56 yards total for Bentonville. At negative 32 rushing.
Ja'Cory Smith with the tackle in the backfield gets around that right side left side offensive line. And he's just been a dog all game. He's been a guy that we've been calling out just about almost every single play, and he's not here to stop. This is his first state championship with the Bryant Hornets and will be his last.
It's second down and 12. The board's got it at 2nd and 2, but it was a 2-yard loss, and it's 2nd and 12. Canode hands off to Ficklin, and Ficklin hit by Kavion Smith up high, and there was a Hornet down low as well to the 40-yard line. It's 3rd down and 5 upcoming.
Ja'Cory Smith on the contact, Kavion Smith on the tackle, and both Smiths on that play. Bentonville taking their time yet again, just kind of chewing clock.
Huge play right here. You stop them and they have to punt. They may not get too many more possessions. Canode on 3rd and 5, snaps back to him. He looks right, looks left, throws to the middle, and it is caught. Schmidt with the catch and then down to the turf with his right knee. That's where he's down at the 47. Bentonville with a big first down, and they move the chains.
The clock is running. On the coverage was Aaron Austin last play. Now Bentonville's ready to take a snap.
Bentonville 5 out of 12 on 3rd down conversions. On the ground, it's Pratt this time, and there's nowhere to go for Pratt. He's met by Jaden Jones.
Jaden Jones and Ja'Cory Smith on that contact. Now Sam Nelson is subbed out for Terrence Ellis. They keep Matthew Nelson on that right side. They keep McDonald and Jaden Jones.
2 yards for Pratt on the carry to bring up 2nd and 8 with the ball at the 49-yard line, Bentonville territory near midfield. 9:43 to go, 4th quarter, clock rolling. They fake the handoff to the man in motion, and Canode throws, batted into the air, incomplete. Trying to find Schmidt, it ricocheted off of him 5 yards and fell incomplete. And now Canode is down for Bentonville.
So many injuries that we're seeing.
This is an injury timeout, so he has to come out of the game. He did bounce back up. I would think he would have to come out at least one play. He's acting as if he gets to stay in the game.
He was down for a pretty long time.
Coach Jody Grant having a long discussion. And, they have to take him out.
Yeah.
Well, 4 consecutive appearances in the state championship game for Bentonville. They've lost to Bryant twice. They've lost to Fayetteville one time. And right now, with 9:35 to go in the 4th quarter, Bryant has a 21-7 lead. The Hornets trying to claim their 7th state championship in the last 8 seasons, going back to 2018. 3rd down and 8 again. They converted on 3rd and 5 a moment ago. And it is the backup quarterback in the game, and he throws it away. This time Jones has come up with the interception. Jones across the 50, down the sidelines, 40. He's out of bounds. Terrion Jones, they can't take this one from him. It's an interception, and the Hornets have the football back.
Well, I can't count how many interceptions Terrion Jones has had this season, and he's a key player on defense. He's only a junior, so we'll see him next year. Quarterback took that snap. He looked. He threw. Jones was just right there. Amazing job by Jones. Kept his eyes up.
And that is a game changer, but Bryant has got to find the end zone to maybe put this one away. They have not scored in the second half, and Moats will work with an empty backfield, looking to throw all sorts of time for Moats, and he throws a spiral to the end zone. Jacoby Boone comes up with the touchdown. It's a huge score for the Hornets. They're back up by 3 touchdowns.
Jacoby Boone, his first touchdown of the state championship game. 9 minutes left. Replay. Moats took that snap back. He looked. Plenty of time to throw. He threw. Boone was right there in the end zone. Amazing job by Boone.
Well, Jordan, his second.
Oh, that's right.
The punt return for a touchdown counts as well. But you're right, his first receiving touchdown. And Boone has accounted for 2 of the team's 4 scores. High snap, and Boone's going to have to take it and try to make something happen. He falls down at the 5. So a failed extra point attempt leaves the score at 27-7. 9:17 to play in the fourth quarter. Wow, Bryant needed that. And you know, sometimes that's what you do. You go for the big strike right after your defense makes a play. But you do have to now call on your defense again to come back out there and not let Bentonville get any momentum right here, Jordan.
Yes, and Bentonville has definitely been looking a bit better going into this fourth quarter. And 9 minutes left. And, yeah, it's like you're saying, you cannot let Bentonville get any leverage. It is a 27-7 game, but you never know what could happen. It's football. A fumble could happen on Bryant's side. And, well, Bentonville they're looking comfortable. They're looking comfortable, and Bryant just cannot let that happen.
It's the 3rd turnover on the game, 2 from Bentonville. Bryant has 1. And so at the end of 3 quarters, Bryant had 369 yards of total offense, and on that touchdown, they've gone over 400 yards. Bentonville has yet to get to 100 yards. It's very reminiscent of the game in 2022 where Bryant beat Bentonville, was it 37-7, I think it was. And it was one of those nights where Bentonville just could not get anything going. But the difference here is it's only a 20-point game, not a 30-point game. And really, up until just a moment ago, you were kind of holding your breath as a Bryant fan because of the situation. Bentonville had the ball, chance to get within 1 score, but they turn it over, and Bryant capitalizes, and now they lead 27-7. 9:17 to play in the fourth quarter. 9 more minutes and 17 seconds is all Bryant needs. And, again, their defense will come out in just a moment. Conrad Schmidt and Daquan Prevost back deep to receive for Bentonville. Schmidt standing at the 10, Prevost at the 6. And Grayson King has the football on the left hash at the 40-yard line, ready to kick it away. Much of the Bryant faithful standing in the stands as well. Nobody using their seats tonight. Schmidt fields at the 10. Along the right hash mark, outside the numbers to the 25, and he just goes out of bounds. And we've got a tangle up at around the 35-yard line, and the 2 sides will have to separate.
No room for that to happen. That's just unnecessary, and no flag, surprisingly.
Yeah, and Bentonville, I can't really see all the way on the Bryant sideline, but the Bentonville sideline demanding that a flag be thrown, and everybody's booing. Wow. 9:11 remaining here. Fourth quarter, 27-7 our score. It's Bentonville football at their own 24-yard line. And we'll see who's in the game now at quarterback for Bentonville. It's back to Canode, so he's back in after the injury. And watch out, we got more guys getting tangled up. Bryant Davis for the Hornets. Terrion Jones came in, I think, to try to separate them, and we've got 2 Bentonville players pushing each other.
Yeah, I definitely saw some contact after that play. Ref is going to give the call right now.
So the personal foul was called against Bryant. I couldn't read the number on the Bentonville players, one of the offensive linemen, I believe.
I believe was the left guard. Let's see if I can get him.
Thing is, you had two Bentonville players pushing each other.
Yeah.
Not happy with each other, teammates. So the ball's now at the 40-yard line. And it's a handoff on the ground to Pratt. Pratt will pick up 2 yards. Just got to keep your cool here because both sides starting to heat up even though it's cold out there. Just got to not say anything at this point if you're Bryant. You're up by 20.
Yeah, there's no room for flags that you don't need. And stop was made the last play by Terrence Ellis, subbed out for Matthew Nelson, so it'll be Sam Nelson, those two brothers at that DN spot. But yeah, I mean, no, you don't. If you're Bryant, there's no need to talk right now. Just let the scoreboard talk.
What it's worth, they gave Bentonville an extra yard when they spotted that ball a minute ago, but I don't think that's going to matter too much. Pratt wrapped up around the ankles, and I believe that's Jones at the bottom of the pile there.
Yeah, Jones and Ja'Cory Smith.
So only 1 yard that time, and it's now 3rd and 7. This offense for Bentonville, it's not a quick strike offense.
No.
They've already had the ball for 2 minutes, and they've moved all of 17 yards, and 15 of that's been from a penalty. 3 receivers on the field, 2 to the left and 1 to the right. Back to Cano, play action, looking right, throws. He has Blair Urban III with the catch in Bryant territory on the sidelines and out of bounds at the Bryant 49, untouched. But again, that sideline pass, it just doesn't give you much downfield.
Yeah, not much they can really do. Yeah, I mean, it's been a sideline target all game is what it seems like. Even on these punts and these kickoffs, it's just sideline, sideline, sideline for Bentonville.
First down and 10 for Bentonville at the Bryant 49. We have 7:26 to go in the fourth. And it is Cano throwing, tipped somewhere. A maze of Bryant Hornets all with their hands up. And I don't know who tipped it, but there were plenty of options. And it's incomplete, 2nd and 10. Clock will stop, 7:22 to go in the fourth. Bryant 27, Bentonville 7. Cano has Pratt to his left side, 2 receivers on the left and 2 to the right. The ball on the right hash mark. Snap back to Cano, keeps it on the ground to Pratt. Not much there again, no gain. And it is Smith at the bottom of the pile again, and Nelson's there as well.
Yeah. Well, Matthew Nelson has a game for himself. Just a hard hit in that first half of the game. Just knocked out that Bentonville starting quarterback. We have not seen starting quarterback anymore.
Kavion Smith. We got Jacoby and Kavion. Got to make sure we get that right. It's now 3rd down and 10, and Cano will have to pass. And he throws on the run, hit as he lets it go, and it is bouncing around and picked up by Matthew Ferguson. That's an interception. It bounced off of the Bentonville Tigers into the hands of Matthew Ferguson. He's tackled, but he has an interception, and Bryant takes over again.
Well, Bryant is back on offense, and there was no flag, so it was just good coverage by Matthew Ferguson. And, yeah, Bryant definitely looking good again. Yeah, quarterback scrambled. It was Terrion Jones on the coverage, and then there was Ferguson to pick it off.
Ferguson came up limping a bit, like holding a hamstring or a cramp somewhere in his leg. Hopefully he's okay. Bryant needs to chew up some clock now. 6:43 to go. I would imagine they're going to put the football on the ground. The running back will be Colin Robinson. That's probably who you want in there.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
He lost the football earlier, though, on a fumble. So actually, I think we've had 5 turnovers now in this game. It's Robinson.
to the outside, needs to try to stay in bounds if he can, but they tackle him on the far side, and he was hit by Bentonville players. He bounced back up. But that's big yardage for Robinson as he took it out to about the 20-yard line. Past there, actually, out to the 24, and it's a first down. Need to stay in bounds to make sure the clock keeps rolling. Robinson again. Robinson along the left hash, spins off of a tackler to the 30. Needs to hold on to the football, and he does. 6 yards for Robinson on first down. 2nd and 4. We have whistles. Clock should keep rolling, and it does.
Well, Bryant run game starting to pick up just a little bit while we're nearing the end of the fourth quarter.
Halfway through the fourth quarter. 6 minutes to play. 27-7 Bryant. Moats will throw. Tucker, what a grab! Reaches up for it. You said it earlier. And here comes another flag, so hold on. Another penalty. And Coach Grant is screaming at the officials on the near side. The flag was on the far side of the field. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness against Bentonville.
And it was on that front line. A defensive tackle was subbed out, and he did not look happy. So you definitely know where that flag was, and it was on that front line.
Catch for Tucker at the 6-minute mark, plus the 15-yard penalty, and Bryant is in business. They throw to Kamari Austin. He dropped it. Incomplete. Incomplete, and it's 2nd down and 10. To reset here, 5:51 to go in the fourth quarter. Bryant trying to defeat Bentonville for the 3rd time in a state championship game in the last 4 seasons. And you know, Bentonville players and fans, they're just a bit restless at this point. A throw over to Zachariah Curtis Jones. His blocker's out in front for him. There's another flag. Jones is to the 30 before he's tripped up, and it's coming back. They're going to call a hold on the Bryant offense. And they just can't get by with anything tonight. A lot of penalties.
Yeah, flag was on the receiver. Looks like could have been Keenan Latin.
Holding. One thing I will say about the officials, I know I got on them about the one call. When you get to this level, this is the biggest classification in the state of Arkansas, 7A. You're going to have the best officiating crew the state of Arkansas can offer here in this game. So they're going to be calling penalties. They see the game differently than maybe somebody you have in week 3 or week 4. They are good at what they do. To Curtis Jones, out into the right flat, and he doesn't have much, about 3 yards. 3 Bentonville Tigers over to make the tackle. And it's Meyer who will get credit, but now it is 3rd and long, 3rd and 12 for Bryant, and they're eating away at the clock. 5:20 to go. Probably roll under 5 minutes before they snap the football again, so they've taken about 2 off the clock, and Bentonville's running out of time. 27-7 Bryant. Snap is back to Moats, hands off to Robinson, looking for a blocker, and here goes Robinson to the 40, stays inbounds down at the 36. Pickup of 9 for Robinson. The clock keeps rolling, and they have a 4th down and 3 upcoming.
Nika Rucker on that block to help Jones on that run.
Tell you what, you get a first down here, and you force Bentonville to start using their timeouts. Bentonville jumped. There's your first down. Bentonville jumped off sides.
Well, that's just kind of perfect for Bryant. 1st and 10 now. And they do keep in Collie Robinson.
I don't even know if Bentonville will use their timeouts.
No, there's really no need.
Bryant could run about 35 seconds off the clock if they want, but that's typically not their style. They're going to go right at it to Robinson, and then Robinson will fall down, hit around the 27. 4 yards for Colin Robinson. It's 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. The clock is running, and Bryant taking their time trying to get these plays down. And they do have ZKJ in the backfield with Jeremiah Moats.
4 minutes left, Jordan, and you could hear a pin drop in this stadium. Huge crowd on hand, and it is just deathly quiet as I think people realize what's about to happen here. Moats, he's throwing towards the end zone. Tucker tried to go get it. It was off of his hands, incomplete. Bryant was going for the knockout blow there, and so it does stop the clock with 3:42 remaining. 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6 on that coverage. Looks like was number 4.
He did tip it.
Yeah, Tristan Brown.
So to Moats on the ground. Zachariah Curtis-Jones. Can he pick up the first down? No. He's about a half-yard shy, but now it's 4th and inches, and the clock's down to 3:30 remaining. If I'm Bryant here, you don't have to hurry. You don't have to hurry. You could take 30 seconds. And maybe trying to draw Bentonville off sides again. They do slow down. You need a half yard to basically seal the game. On the ground, it's Robinson. He has it and more. Robinson to the 15. They'll actually say at the 16, and the clock will stop for a moment while they reset the chains. We're going to roll inside 3 minutes to play in the 4th, and Bryant has a 20-point lead.
And although you have a 20-point lead, guys, stay composed. Definitely, it's...
You might be talking to me now instead of the players.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel it now.
Oh, yeah, no, most definitely.
2:51, clock rolling. Again, Bryant can take another 10 seconds off if they want, and they're going to. Moats has a good eye of the play clock in front of him with the small video board on the north end zone. A pitch to Robinson. Stutters. Robinson at the 15, down to the 14, picks up 2.
It'll be 2nd and 10. 2 minutes and 25 seconds left to go. Clock is running now, 2 minutes and 20.
And Jordan, 27-7, Bryant leading Bentonville with 2:12 remaining in the 4th quarter.
That's a great stat to see for Bryant. 2:12. Last year's state championship game, the clock paused.
Yes.
At 2:12.
On a Jordan Walker first down run.
And I think at that point, Bryant kind of knew that's.
And I would say they know it now.
Yeah.
1:55 to go. A 7th state title is looming. Handoff is to Moats to Boone. Boone bouncing outside to the 10. He holds on to the football, down to the 9. 5-yard gain, 1:40 to go. Bentonville's not using their timeouts. Bryant is going to do it. Down to 90 seconds left. 27-7 Bryant. Only one touchdown here in the second half, but it's all they needed as they jumped out to a 21-0 halftime lead. Bentonville made it 21-7 with the football, but they never could get closer than that. It's 3rd down and 3 for the Hornets, 1:10 remaining. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Moats with Zachariah Curtis-Jones in the backfield, 1:03 to go. Moats will pass. It's Tucker with a catch, and he's down to the 2, and it's a first down. And so Bryant has it 1st and goal, 60 seconds to go, and they're rolling the clock. It'll only take one more play. The Hornets can celebrate. .40 seconds left. 13 on the play clock. One more play for the Hornets. First and goal. Moats keeps. Moats fumbled the football. Oh, Moats fumbled the football. And Bentonville has recovered it. It is Meyer who recovers it. And that is not what the doctor ordered there.
Not what you want to end the game off with, but.
By the way, they have already announced the MVP of the game as Jacoby Boone. Did you hear that?
I did hear that, yeah. Wow.
It's interesting that they did not wait.
Nope.
That was out on the stadium PA, right? Not just in here?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, okay, so it is a touchback. Bentonville has the ball at the 20-yard line. It kind of puts a damper on the celebration for the Hornets. 21 seconds to go. And Bentonville has to go out and run one more play. Well, I guess the only silver lining is you called on your defense in this one to win the football game.
Yeah.
Remember, your offense only scored 3 touchdowns. Jacoby Boone had a punt return. So you call on your defense to win this football game, and they've done it. They've held Bentonville, an explosive team, to 7 points. And so you will have your defense out on the field when the game ends. 1 or 2 more plays here for Bentonville. We'll see what happens. Snaps back to Canode. He gives to Pratt. He meets Malachi McDonald, and McDonald will end it, I would think. 22 seconds to go. Play clock is turned off. And down to 15. Will Bentonville run one more play? We'll wait and see. It's down to 10. 5 seconds left. Pass over to Blair Irvin III. 3, 2, 1. He's out of bounds. It's 7th heaven at War Memorial Stadium for the Hornets as they claim another state title. And watch out. We have a little bit of a commotion. The referees come in to separate the two sides, and they will not allow much of a celebration or the players to meet at midfield because of that. There will be no handshake, and there will be no sign of sportsmanship at the end. 212 chant has started up.
Well,
certainly puts a little bit of a damper on the end of the game here.
Yep.
And you've got security and administrators and whatnot at midfield. And Bryant is now going to try to walk across. Bentonville will walk across as well, and they will have the handshake line. Wow. That's it.
Yeah.
27-7, Bryant with the victory over Bentonville. And the season comes to an end with a state championship title. Now's your chance, Jordan, to say, this is B-Town.
This is B-Town, and go Big Blue.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. What a year. What a year.
Yeah.
Bryant starts the year in the Salt Bowl. They win that big. They take on an opponent from the state of Georgia, win that one pretty easily. Take on Parkview, the 3-time defending 5A state champs. They win that one easily. They move into 7A Central play. Besides a couple of games where it was close at halftime, there really was no competition until Game 10 of the season when they played Conway. They won by 7. They blew out Fayetteville in the opening round of the playoffs. They won the double overtime thriller last week against Rogers, and then this one was much easier tonight.
Yeah.
Bryant players are going over to the student section. That's been the long-standing tradition. And Bryant players also making a point to do some things towards the Bentonville student section. So now they're going over to our student section to celebrate, and that's going to do it, Jordan.
Yeah.
That's going to do it.
That's going to do it.
Bryant wins another state title. It's unbelievable. It is
really
unbelievable. You know, this is my 5th season broadcasting for Bryant, and the season has ended with 1 state semifinal loss and 4 state championships.
Wow. Yeah.
I never could have imagined such domination by one team, and to be a part of it, it's been a lot of fun. And you never know what the future holds, so you enjoy it while you can. And Bryant has done it again, and it's been a pleasure to be the voice of the Hornets this season, everybody. We thank you for all of the kind words that we've had throughout the entire year. It's not easy. We have to put a crew together and try to provide a good broadcast. Just like the team has penalties, we have mistakes, and we grow and get better as well. And all around, though, Jordan, it's been a fairly flawless year. You guys have done a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
proud
you
of you,
much.
Jordan.
Thank you, sir.
And proud of our entire crew that was with us all season long.
Well, goodness, over the PA system, they gave the player of the game away before it even ended, Jacoby Boone. You want to go with Boone?
No,
he had the touchdown catch, and he had the punt return.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. Let's go Boone.
Would you like to pick a defensive player? Might be kind of hard to pick right away.
It's either Matt Nelson or Corey Smith.
Okay. I think I would take Matthew Nelson, yeah. All right, so check this out. Some final numbers here for you. Bryant holds Bentonville to less than 100 yards of offense in the game. Just barely, 99. So Bryant on the ground had 234 yards, 255 yards passing, 489 yards of total offense. They were penalized 15 times for 144 yards. They had the ball for 24 minutes, 21 seconds. They were 3 of 12 on third down conversions. Will Newman is given the award to the second place team, the Bosworth Award, and he's a guy that plays offense and defense, as you talked about, Jordan. Kind of got banged up on one play during the game, and so he is going to receive his trophy. And then Bryant, of course, will receive the state championship trophy as we look through a few more of these numbers. For Bentonville, again, negative 18 yards rushing, 117 yards passing, 99 total yards.
And from Bryant, our Burlsworth Award winner, Ryan Horn.
Ryan Horn gets the award for Bryant. I didn't realize there was one for each team. I forgot about that. And so he gets that award. And, again, we're just kind of waiting on to make sure we heard the MVP right earlier, because I don't know if that actually – we may have just heard that in here.
Possibly,
not out in the crowd. So for Bentonville, 6 penalties, 60 yards. They had the ball for 23 minutes, 39 seconds. They were 6 of 15 for third down conversions.
The official sponsor of the state championship award.
And, again, just waiting to get this announcement in here.
7A state championship game. First to our state runner-up.
They're giving the runner-up trophy to Bentonville. So for Bentonville, Cameron Thornton Meade, 6 carries, 18 yards. James Pratt, 16 yards. Chris Ficklin, 7 for 11. It was the sack yardage is where they ended up with negative yards rushing. Cole Slepecki, 2 for 3, 7 yards passing. He got hurt on the opening drive. Evan Canode was 11 of 23 with 3 interceptions. It actually was the third-string quarterback that came in and threw one of those interceptions, so I think Canode only had 2. And then Conrad Schmidt, 6 catches, 36 yards. Blair Irvin III, 4 catches for 42. Daquan Prevost, 2 for 31. For Bryant.
And ladies and gentlemen, your 7A state champions, the Bryant Hornets.
And they announced the Bryant Hornets as the 7A state champions yet again. Colin Robinson, 13 carries, 98 yards. TJ Hodges, 5 for 73. Zachariah Curtis-Jones, 13 for 58. Moats was 18 of 29, 1 interception, 1 touchdown, 255 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Again, our stats from Troy Mitchell has Caleb Tucker, 7 catches, 132 yards. Zachariah Curtis-Jones, 3 for 29. Kamari Austin, 3 for 29. And TJ Hodges, 2 for 16. And Jacoby Boone, again, had the 54-yard touchdown or kickoff punt return for a touchdown. That made it 14-0. Bryant would add another score on a TJ Hodges touchdown run. Bentonville scored in the third, and Bryant added the Boone 32-yard catch from Moats for the final score. After the missed extra point, it was 27-7. Okay. Anything else, Jordan, before we wrap it up and move to basketball a week from tonight?
Well, I'll say it again. Let's say go B-Town and go Big Blue.
We appreciate everybody listening, watching all season long, and sticking with us all the way to the very end. The final score, one final time, Bryant 27, Bentonville 7. The Bryant Hornets are the 7A state champions. For Jordan Morales, I'm Michael Westbrook. Have a great weekend, and so long, everybody.